the corner of my eye, I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, I never seen a man who looked so all alone, and could you use a little company? If you could pay the right price, your evening would be nice, and you can go and send me on my way. I said, you're such a sweet young thing, why you do this to yourself? She looked at me, and this is what she said. Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Oh no, I can't slow down, I can't hold back. Oh, you know, I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. Not even 15 minutes later, I'm still walking down the street when I saw the shadow of a man creep by the side. And then he swept up from behind, he put a gun up to my head. He made it clear he wasn't looking for a ride. He said, give me all you got, I want your money, not your life. But if you try to make a move, I won't think twice. I told him, you can have my cash, but first you know I gotta ask, what made you wanna live this kind of life? He said, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Oh no, I can't slow down, I can't hold back. Oh, you know, I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. Yeah. When now a couple hours passed and I was sitting in my house, the day was winding down and coming to an end. And so I turned on the TV.
Stuff with the wanted board that has... Yes, I tried to make stylish, but it was
Hey everybody, welcome back. So,
Chris did what?
negative inspiration.
Aw, man.
Interrupt me as I'm in.
Negative
No, you're fine.
Riz.
Not really. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
You did.
Last time we left off on the Wayward 7. The party, now dubbed the Wayward 7.
What?
What an original name and a cool one. I actually really like the name. But anyway, that being said, they teleported away from the safety of the city of Mithril, away from Valora, Khalees, and Lydia. These safe harbor for some time. So, after this though, they decided to take it to the heart of the matter, taking a Kysvyre on their offer to join them for some time and exploring and really getting to the bottom of this mystery involving Lady Gardvia and the rest of the advisory. Once they arrived, Kysvyre explained in a quick manner this situation, the predicament, this hunt that they and their crew are on, this quest to find these misplaced ruins, similar to the previous two that the Wayward 7 had encountered before. So, with that being said, Kysvyre notified them of their next destination, the city of Mortades, an ancient battleground from long ago, and a more recent one in the past war. A city that suffered quite a bit and used to be in Harassian control. That being said, Kysvyre also warned of seeing or hearing rumors of a creature that shockingly resembled that of the one that they had encountered on the Frail Moon event on the ship headed to Mizumi. The one that got away. That being said, I know. That being said, they had a brief encounter with a troll and some horde of bandits that were very easily taken care of. And they've managed to tow the ship from either side of the shore, with Isota, the druid, towing as a large gorilla, and the rest of them using their very new and very handy truck. Yep. That they had custom made back in Mithril. A land going through the Industrial Revolution, etc., etc., etc. They have a truck now. And it turns into a rain. Ain't y'all glad. But that being said, as they load up Kysvyre's items, gear on the back of the truck, they make their way, cresting overhead the mountains. These great barriers that once divided Hross and Cilicia, now Many of you, for the first time, are seeing the kind of wide open fields that lay beneath. But as you continue to cross the mountain for a day or so, you notice that you're heading a bit towards what you would know, Nastani, as the kind of outskirts of Arkza. And one thing you do recognize off in the distance, the Mountain of Waves. These large kind of upturned structures that seem to be almost like a crashing wave towards and away from the plateaus of just disturbed and interrupted earth. With that being said, to the left, down in the valley, in this basin, where you see the kind of main river or lake originally was that the boat was on until you guys kind of beached it, you see what appears to be the remnants of a bastion, a fortress, some armaments here and there, but most notably a massive battleground. As you descend the mountains further and further into this valley, you see blades, helmets, armor, rusted, decayed. Scarce bones here and there. But whatever this place was, for those of you who don't know, was definitely a battlefield of one of the grandest proportions. Some of these sites, are a bit more familiar to others than some.
Metal detector time.
There are plenty of blades, plenty of rusted, decrepit weapons here and there. You see a few shields, but the wood has long rotted. Rusted metal, nothing magic. If something was of value, it was probably picked over a while ago. But, that being said, as you descend further into the valley, you get closer to this bastion and notice small farmhouses, little fields of crops, carrots, cabbages, leeks, simple winter foods being grown.
Does the man have a poisoned well? Or do any of these people have like a poisoned well that needs to be taken care of?
You can maybe ask around,
I
but
stick my head into the floor and search for a tunnel.
I
Shoot off
poison the
the
water
chart.
supply. That way they ask for our help.
we're gonna make them need us.
Oh gosh, your water supply is poisoned.
We create the problem and then we solve it,
Oh
I swear I saw this in
no.
a movie one time.
right? That being said,
I'll be the hero.
as you get closer to the small townstead, Kysvyre kind of turns kind of back, looking at everybody else in the truck. So, you guys are familiar with the area?
No.
Okay.
No. Never.
Make a deception check. Right now, in front of everybody in the truck, other than Silas and Herb, who I
Do I
presume
know?
are respond.
Oh.
Cool.
I was gonna say, do I know anything?
I would say the two of you can make a history check if you want.
I'm from
It's
an
time
eye
for
for
26.
26?
I'm a historical man.
Oh.
It's time for history.
Pretty good. You don't know anything about this place.
17.
17. When you think back to it, Gwen, this was one of the last battles fought in the war. There were two areas that Ross held and kind of kept as a safeguard. There was King's Crag, the kind of valley between the great mountains that divide the two lands, that Ross was successful in holding to an extent. And then there was Mortades. Mortades was one of the strongest Rossian holds until it collapsed internally, and the flood of soldiers came in when the gates just opened one night.
Okay. I'm making a character choice here. Being us driving around in this reminds me so much of our carriage.
Yeah.
So here you see, this is one of the last battles that was ever done for the big war. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
Willem
Yeah,
pulls
like-
out the drums and is just kind of going with you, like picking it up.
And so I tell everybody what you just told me.
Yeah.
In the style of
Tourist.
Tourist
Yeah.
Gwen.
I've got an 18.
18. Herb, you know a little bit more about this area. You know specifically some of the sites here. As you look down towards the south, you recognize these massive walls that were constructed, now kind of crumbling in ruin, the massive gates ripped down. But you know these as the gates of Horgal, where essentially this is where the Rossian army fell. Was right here at the gate once they were opened.
I've got a question.
For who?
I will answer any question you have.
So like these little places that we're trying to find, right? A, how do we find them? B,
As you say that, Irmel, who is kind of sitting right next to you. Oh, Kysvyre has a map! And Kysvyre just... the owl mask now,
like-
more just animal-like.
I want
Thank
like
you,
one of
Emma.
those sonar things that shoot into the floor and they like can see like all the
Radar.
they're like lawnmowers but radars. Besides the point. Oh, you got a map? Can I see it?
I have a map of what we know, and it is not on me at the moment.
But the map, there's one under here, right?
To the city, yes. There is rumors and legends that there should be one there.
And why are we trying to do this again?
Because time is stopping, and if you haven't noticed, the cycle is off, and the Silicians are up to something as they just assassinated the king. So,
Wait, what's exactly in there that's gonna help us?
I'm hoping to find answers. Why are they so important to the Silicians? Who made them? For what reason?
What
What's
if
their
we go down
business?
there and we take every single thing from it and replace it all with modern stuff so they like think that it's like let's just mess with them.
The idea is to get down there and somehow seal it off.
We replace it all with cabbages.
Yes, carrot farm. They're gonna get there looking for the moon and they're gonna find a whole lot of carrots.
It'll help their eyesight.
Kind of just see a soda give a hollow pat on Kysvyre's back as they kind of adjust the hat and just sit back.
Away we go.
I'm sorry, we have to joke sometimes, otherwise I might cry.
No, it's fine. I just, it's hard to tell what is sarcasm and what is a promise.
We will seal it off.
That's the plan.
He's
We will
out
go in
wearing
and
his baby
explore, of
corner,
course.
else I could have been
Hey,
there.
Chris is having his emo, music video moment in the back of the car.
Can I look at my stomach? It's been
Sure.
a while.
Yeah,
Has-
your little.
Has the baby gotten bigger at all?
So you look inside the little sprout. There are more leaves on it now. However,
Any life?
I would say you notice it is wilting, being in the dark chest cavity under all the armor.
Can I
Put
put
it
it
on your head.
on my head?
Sure, you kind of like just plain it.
And like, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this as a tree, but can I like secure him? Like,
With your roots?
yeah, can I like secure him?
Yeah, sure.
Tie
sure.
him with some,
It-
some loose
It's
branch.
worth mentioning you're not just a tree. You're the
Yeah.
bones within it.
Yeah.
But, you put this little plant on top and start to sprout
Is
a
there
bit.
anything like?
As long as you don't like do any
specifically-
flips, it'll probably stay.
Dual flip!
But like, is there anything like specific? Like,
Chris
is there
can't
anything that
throw
like,
you.
jumps out at me? Or is it
About the plant,
just, yeah.
make a nature check.
Come on, I gotta
As long
do
as
this.
Chris doesn't throw you against a wall.
Okay, please.
That's his baby.
As if that would ever.
That would never happen.
What'd you get?
Yes.
Okay. That was very tragic.
17.
17.
Not bad.
As you examine the little plant, you can tell that it is alive. However, sentience may be a bit of a stretch. While it's a sapling taken from you, you get the sense that you have something that it doesn't once you've separated it from you.
Is it an oleander tree?
It's a little oleander sapling, yeah. It is wilting
Perfect for poison.
once it
Okay.
flowers.
I continue.
Yeah. Cool. So, that being said, as you guys continue the car ride,
Is Silas driving?
I would assume Silas is driving if they're talking.
My
Who's in the
passenger
passengers?
princess. I did call dibs on it last time.
Are you in the shotgun?
Yeah.
Got it. So, Silas and Astani, you two are the first to see the kind of ruined walls of the bastion get closer and closer. What Silas would point out as this is the outskirts of Mortades. As you look inside, there's maybe about 12 buildings and what appears to be the ruins of a large keep collapsed in on itself. Some of the houses look very old, very much similar to that of the houses you found in Volhelm. Stone walls, intricate carvings, the kind of sloped thatch roofs. However, there are, others, maybe about 4 newer buildings, multiple stories, built out of what appears to be kind of pine. They're much nicer in craftsmanship in a way, in that they look more modern. But Icarus, you would recognize this as more of a signature Silician style.
Yes.
You would recognize that part.
I know this. Nothing else.
Nothing else about this is familiar.
Is Icarus quiet or uncomfortable right now?
Well, he hasn't spoken, so you can.
I'm gonna
Quiet.
This
He
is
is
an
quiet.
imitation of Nistani and the passengers. Icarus, how you doing?
Good.
Quiet.
I was thinking.
What's there to say?
Good talk in
How
my head.
old were these books
Gosh,
again?
quiet.
For, like everything, how old were? Like whenever we went into that little dude, whenever we found the first one with the little dude in it.
Old.
How old?
Ancient, like
Ancient.
dead language.
Prehistorian.
So, the entrance isn't gonna be around like any of this new stuff.
No, well,
Unless
also.
they built it around the entrance.
Well, what Kysvyre was telling us the other day is that it seems that as if like the pieces of
It's like they've been misplaced. That's where I got the name of the displaced ruins. They almost appear in empty spaces, so a place that can accommodate them. I have yet to see one that is fully on the surface, but there are half-submerged ones.
So like, in theory, they were like, not actually teleported, but like they just got like randomly teleported into the floor.
like.
Something like that.
I mean, the one that we encountered both in
The
the
ancient
like
place.
well, in both places, in Pluto Hole and in the desert, they were both kind of in weird places. Because the dungeon one, that was just a hallway. We ran into a hallway. And the other one, we just kind of fell into a hole, and then there was a door.
So it can't be in the sky.
And it was
Probably
what, like
not.
a greenhouse or
There
arboretum?
was in the first one there was what appeared to be there were some beds, there were some benches. There
A
was
torture
the
room? There was a torture room.
there was a room that looked like things were being taken apart in there. Whether that was recent, done by Silicians or not, that was
Not quite.
not quite answered. There was the
Wait a minute.
what?
When we came out of that first ruin and I had that jar of bile or whatever, my brother made me drink it.
If that ain't a brother,
That
that
that should have been like the nail in the coffin to tell that what was really going on, because that is such a brother thing to do.
He's like, "Huh."
But the main thing from the first run was the library, as well as finding those amulets.
Oh,
Right.
we got the ambulance, and we went to the library. And what did we take? We took the amulets,
You also found a map
a map. Do we have
the
that
second
map?
run, of the original run. Yeah, somebody had made a map and just left it.
Oh.
And it was
That's
in
good
a language
good job, guys.
separate from the
What
Silicians.
else?
Wait, we left it or they left it?
It was
a
we
map.
found it.
It was a
left.
separate map that did not
we
match
have
the
it.
Silician documents that were on the table.
But we have it, right?
No.
Okay, good job. Did we take any books or any?
We took nothing because as soon as we talked to people about it, they told us we shouldn't have taken anything.
Okay, what
Where
about the
are those
second?
books or book?
What
The
about
journal?
the second one?
Whose journal?
You can choose not to tell anybody if you don't want to. You gonna
More secrets.
you just gonna stare ahead? Okay.
So we didn't get anything from the first one. What about the second one with the little robot guy, right?
We got some books.
Just the books.
Where are the books?
Trauma.
Trauma. Yeah.
We sold some of them.
You guys sold the books.
We have some still.
No,
We
we had
sold the
2
books.
sets. We
I
sold
was-
1 set.
I was
Be-
going
They're the
to
same
give
exact
them
book.
awesome.
Yes, it's the same exact book, but it's a like ancient
it's
book
gonna
that's
go in
kept in
Silas.
pristine condition. One that was
Silas wasn't there,
translated to a
Will
like
was.
language that can be read by modern
But when?
eyes. So we
Remember
Can I
pulling
read that
out.
one?
no, we sold that to the library.
They'll sold the only one that we can actually use.
No,
No,
I can read it.
we also took robes.
What?
Do you not remember the box we found under the bed that had the robes with the
Bathroom.
amulet in it?
Can I put on the robes?
I just got you clothes.
Wait, do you have the robes actually?
They're
Turn
in
the
the bag
bag
of
of
holding.
Can I see them?
Robes from the ancient place.
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
I put them on.
Put them on.
Do I feel special with my robes and my scarf?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
You have your
What if I
captain's
die?
clothes I got you.
Captain's clothes,
You're
the robe, the
tripped out.
scarf. He's kind of like one of those old sea captains now.
Yeah. He's a JoJo
He
villain.
needs a pipe.
I'm using my last one already.
Your last.
Yes, I've used them all.
Okay.
16.
Okay. I would say as you put them on, they do feel special. They feel really. They're big on you right now, but it's almost like they're getting snugger the longer you keep them on.
I'm gonna keep these.
How many did we get?
Just one.
Just one. It
Just
was
the one set.
It was the owner, or the automaton's master.
I would say you
Or
get
that
the
we
feeling
thought.
though with the armor, it probably
We'll count it like.
it probably won't go all the way on.
I take off my armor.
Okay, as Herb does. Okay, cool. So
Wait. Did we get the automaton? Can we fit him in the hole?
No,
in the
no,
bag of
He
holding?
was left behind.
No, he's too big.
if only there was a car dealership that made things small.
Could've taken him.
Ah.
Wait. Got the robes? The extra
Robe.
amulet?
Into a
Robe.
ring.
Wait, how many amulets do we have
That
now?
was a thing.
Still 2?
3.
3? Okay.
I'm
Yes.
wearing one.
Okay. I guess a nod one out.
Well, you and Chris. You're not alone.
Okay.
And Silas, but
Chris is on the trip.
And that's all that we got?
and
We have the
2 books.
The books.
was it 2 or 3?
Got
That
3
book says.
books.
3
Yeah.
books.
Yep.
3 books. We have the robes. Can't read it.
Yeah, you can't read
You have a
it.
tiara.
Why did
I know.
I'm
He
not
can't
giving him
read
the
it.
tiara.
I can read it.
He has everything. Why should he get everything? I
You guys
want the
weren't
tiara.
using the robe up until recently when you remembered
Y'all
it.
are complaining about me having everything, except you have had the option to have everything.
Okay, but the tiara is the
It's
one
like
thing
going
that
to
we want to
Goodwill.
keep. That's it.
Also, I think, when we were trying... I didn't hear what he said. Those two did.
What did he say? What did you say,
You weren't listening. You had to be there.
Oh
I
my god.
said you guys had the option to have everything, but I chose the Goodwill route and took everything.
Okay, yes, but all I'm saying is we want one thing and we're choosing to keep the tiara.
To be fair about the robe, we didn't put it on because we were like, hey, we're trying to convince people we didn't break into an ancient, artifact, so let's not put on the stuff from the ancient artifact.
How'd that turn out for
Look
you?
around y'all's
Not
necks.
well.
Y'all are mad
You're
about
not
having
getting the
everything.
tiara. I'm not giving it to you.
Oh, I
Who
don't
said he
want
was
it.
getting the tiara?
Y'all just have to read it out loud like a storybook.
Alright, you earned your inspiration. You've earned it. You've had multiple
We'll do
zingers.
story time later.
Yeah,
So we have
I don't think
the-
it's a good book to read out loud in front of people we don't know if they are.
Why don't you just let him borrow it while he's in your sight?
I don't trust him.
He's
You
in
don't
the
trust
back of
me.
the
I'm
truck.
the wisest man here.
Yeah, you
I'm like
also
Gandalf.
sided with Ballora as soon as
Got
things
the
started to
robe.
get a little bit dirty. So,
Well, it seemed
Let
like
me
it
see
turned
my-
out well.
for him,
Not for me.
well, sorry.
No, I'm joking. You're fine.
Okay. Okay, so from the first one we have the 2 red amulets. From the second place we have the 3 books, we have the robe, we have the green amulet.
Can we get a
It's
vibe
like
check on
it's
that pause
green.
right there?
Yeah,
It's-
make
it's
a
green.
deception check. Yeah, you straight up lying.
Hers,
You
is
got green?
the one that she has is green. The one that we have is red. That's the reason she was
I
able
wouldn't
to go
know.
into.
Silas does.
I'm colorblind.
What's the difference between the red and green ones?
The green one is the reason she was in
There is no
the
difference.
I'm so
time
sorry.
space when the.
That wasn't. I didn't cross my mind.
Okay,
It's
when,
blue.
when we killed
Darkish
the king,
gray.
and she went up into
Darkish
the
gray
time-space
ambient sky.
continuum.
Oh.
That's why.
Yeah, that's why I can like be like, I'm in a room. No, unnatural 20.
Unnatural
Okay,
20. Cool.
okay.
So still beats it.
What is this? Against insight?
Insight. Yep.
Oh wait.
Oh, that's us.
Yeah. Everybody on the truck can roll insight against Nastani.
Maybe
Okay,
she
that
just.
is actually
Wait.
the worst. I've never seen that.
That's quite cocked.
Okay, I have a.
What's up?
This is gonna. Okay.
27.
Doesn't look like it mattered.
No, I'll ask my thing later. Off
Okay.
camera.
Okay.
So I know she's capping, right?
Oh yeah. She's lying through her teeth. You see the back of her
I'm
head.
lying through my teeth. That was a pretty good roll.
Huh? Not to
I'm
her.
a pretty smart person.
The tips of my ears turn
Yeah, they're like
Pinker.
wiggling.
They turn pinker.
Yeah, so her.
So
You
we're
know
just
Nastani
staring
is
about.
definitely has at least something else from the room that she's not telling.
I'll talk to you later.
You give me the row back and I'll let you.
This robe makes me feel special.
Okay, you can keep it.
Before we're done with that, I did want to do something while we were like in the car.
Sure. Yeah.
Can I use the speaking stone properly?
You may.
Properly.
I don't know. Can you?
Yes, I figured it out. Okay. Okay, so I want to try and talk to Winsel again.
Yep.
Because I realized I said I would call him back and I never did.
Whoops.
I
Couple
said,
things, it's fine.
I'm gonna say, it's Gwen. Any changes in surroundings or more info? I love you. You have 25 words. I can't respond. That's 19, I believe.
Okay.
So.
Is that you ending it? Cool.
Thank
That was
you.
really good. Okay, cool.
It's
So
25 or 20.
It took her a
What?
couple
it's
No, no,
25.
you're good.
It's 25.
Yeah, yeah.
It took her a few tries, but she
Any
figured it
changes in
out, guys.
surroundings?
There's a
week.
pause.
Guys, wait.
We've been on the road for a few days. Go to think.
Is God a one word?
Gotta.
Yeah. No.
We stopped for water and food the other night. But all I picked up is that we're heading. That it?
I think we got as far as all I picked.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
okay.
He's Winsel.
He can't see his hands. It's
I
dark.
know. It's okay.
He'll know better next time.
He's also
Tomorrow.
learning. He's only had 2
Unless
chances.
I counted wrong and I was 15 instead of 25.
I think you're right.
I feel like it was high. Yeah, it was more than 15.
I usually help count as like a
Editors,
accountability.
run it back. How many
No.
words was that?
If somebody counts
Thanks,
and it was
editors.
15, I'm slaughtering him.
Yep,
Whoa,
it's
whoa,
on
whoa,
Ethan.
whoa, whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
cool.
whoa,
So-
whoa, 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 whoa. It's
So-
on the editors. I told the editors to go.
Gwen,
Sorry.
Okay.
you do this. And as Icarus, you've been fairly disengaged and kind of spaced out from the conversation. Something does catch your eye on the way in towards the city. What appears to be some very large pile of stones, which you can see from the wall itself. And kind of sticking out of this large wall of stones, or mound rather, appears to be a very familiar sword. A sword that you haven't seen since quite some time, when you were last here. And judging by the banners and the kind of small offerings kind of left, and I would say, Herb, you would know this as the Gate Warden's grave. Another kind of historical site here. This is where
Shit, we
the
gotta dig up that boy's grave.
No.
this is where the surviving soldiers of Haras buried the commander.
Let's just add grave
I'm
robin.
digging that
Wait,
boy's
no,
grave.
no, no,
I can
no,
speak to him.
No.
no.
I can ask him
I'll
what
ask
happened.
him. I'll
Don't.
ask him.
No. Silas, could you speed up?
Wait, actually, wait. Why can't we?
Because
It's a
that's a
school zone.
grave.
It's desecrating.
It's a school zone.
Inspiration.
What's
Let's
wrong?
add
He's
grave
dead.
robbing to our.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's
Dang.
Not like you already didn't
It's
take a sword from a
morally
corpse
wrong.
before.
We are not grave
But
robbing.
it's not his sword.
Let the
Out
dead
of his
rest.
grave.
Or I could let the dead talk.
No, the dead do not need to talk. There's.
Why don't?
Why doesn't the dead need to talk to you?
Can
What
you
is he
even
gonna
talk to the
tell us?
dead?
Is there something you
I've talked
he might tell us
before.
that you don't want us to know?
Like, can you do
Is
speak?
there
with
anything
dead?
he could possibly tell us that would
Can you
help
can't
us?
speak with dead?
Mm.
Because I mean, you can talk. I mean,
Why no? I can talk to the
I've
yeah,
done
you can
it
talk to
before.
them. Can they
I gotta
respond?
speak their lingo.
I know you can speak to the dead, but can they respond back to you?
Yeah.
Speak with dead.
You have it? We are not desecrating a
We're
grave to
not
talk to.
digging. We're not digging up a grave, let alone a esteemed grave of a town hero.
How do you know that? You haven't been here.
Look at the banners.
Do I look like I know what the banners are? I'm not from here.
Look at how
He's a
decorated.
war hero!
Look at how decorated the grave is. That's not just gonna be the cobbler from down the street.
I
have a
haven't
cool
left my
uniform
castle
on.
until a year ago.
Herb just wants every occupational uniform.
The grave actually
It's
belonged
collecting
to
like all
the
the
Muffin
like
Man.
Barbie outfits.
I want the chef hat.
Yeah, he lived on
Herb.
Jerry Lane. Okay.
That's where he carries the sprout. It's his ratatouille.
What if while he was here, he happened to stumble upon the secret ruin place?
Well, maybe he did.
He said it's the war. It was
Maybe
the war.
he's a
Kysvyre,
Wayward.
didn't you say
See?
these ruins only started
See?
popping up
Whoever said
recently? 10
No,
years or so?
I would say I started to notice them 10 years or so ago, and so apparently did Cilicia.
He said 10 years ago?
10-ish, give or take a few.
Hey, DM question.
Yeah.
Had I ever noticed it, like before Pluterhole? Had I ever known anything about?
I would say no.
ruins?
You never heard of them. New to you.
Hey DM, before
Yeah,
we
what's
get further,
Yeah.
can I say that we've been taking a short rest while we're sitting in this car?
I would say you guys took a long rest earlier.
Cool.
So
Okay,
you
just
guys can all
putting
work
that
up
out
a
there.
long rest. Because it was like a day to get across the mountains.
Got it.
Okay.
That
Thank you.
I saved
Sorry.
for time.
Sorry.
As
I
fun
just-
as mountain travel is, you guys have proven that with 30 people you can take out a troll.
Yeah.
So-
Can you imagine?
Also,
if there was
I know
fog
the
on
mountains.
the mountains?
Stop. We're skipping past the fog.
I could have used my ranger ability to go through mountains. I
You
know
did.
the
That's
mountains.
how we
That's
skipped
how we
past
That's
it.
how you got there.
You've given us the fast
That's what I'm
travel
saying.
ability.
There's a ranger. There's people who can drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
That's why I'm in the front, like.
Yeah.
so that-
You guys can all mark off a long rest.
So we're
But-
not digging up graves.
No.
I
Mark
I
it off
wasn't
on
my
graves on
idea. I was
these
just
things.
confirming.
No.
If
I'm
the
here for the
ru-
long
if,
ride.
If people have only noticed the ruins recently, then there's no point in talking to someone who died however many years ago.
Or steal his, outfit.
To
I
be
just
fair,
haven't
though,
liked it
to Herb's credit, the kind of local leader might know any strange things around here. We will be here for a few days, regardless, so might be a line worth looking at.
It can't be in the sky. Is there any mountains?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
just
we
came
we
from
you
just
just
the-
came from the mountains. You're in a basin.
What if in mountain?
What if they mountained?
What
Forget
about-
I said anything.
Right.
I will say at this point, Silas does kind of stop the car. All right, we're here. We taking the truck into town and getting the look, or are we going to stop here and just walk in?
I think
Let's stop here and walk in.
I pick up the car.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that. Kysvyre, what,
Kysvyre steps out.
what should we do with your stuff?
We're actually going to set up camp outside the city, or
Okay,
the
cool.
town here. You guys are welcome to go in, stay there. We are going to set up our tents and just camp out.
Camp out here? Saves money?
Do
I
we
can
have
help
materials to
set up
camp?
I will sleep in this camp.
If you wish to, there are beds, and I know that there are 2 inns in the town if you wish to go there.
Do we even have any more money?
Yeah. Do we have
No.
any? Oh.
No, we bought a car.
We have money. Okay, we have stuff.
We?
Not me. I
There
didn't
is
buy a
no
car.
we.
I bought 27%.
Forget about the Shark Tank episode.
Yeah.
Shark Tank.
We went through every possible reality TV show.
Like I was saying though, you're welcome to stay with us, or if you are going to go in town, there are 2 inns that I know of. There's the Bashed Breaker Inn and the Fell Warden's Folly, that are both reputable.
Write that down. What were the names?
We were planning to visit them anyway tomorrow.
The Bast Breakers.
I was going to ask, did you need anything while we were in town?
I'm sure the others would appreciate some more fresh food. as always. But
I think we can arrange that.
What was the other one?
that being said, if you want to go
Water.
in town and do
Oh.
some recon,
Well,
we still have a good half day. We can set up camp if you leave your camping supplies with us. I'm sure I do not mind,
Okay.
but
Well,
I'm not a
we'll
big
leave our
person.
camping supplies here. Bring back fresh food.
Yes.
I'll stay and help set up the camp.
Okay.
All right.
You don't want to come with us?
I will be going.
It doesn't seem necessary.
I want to go talk to the leader.
No, you are not. Do you want to come with us?
No, not the commander, the leader of the town.
Like
Right,
the
the
living
high-
leader of the town.
the mayor.
Let's just
Yeah.
entertain this so he doesn't do something worse.
Well, we could always. Okay.
I'm gonna go find my own freaking books that I will read myself because no one wants to share with me
I
secret
didn't say-
information at all.
I didn't say I
I'm
wasn't
not
going to.
metagaming because
Hey.
with a 27, I know her deepest secrets.
Hey, Miss Stoney, I would. This is the only healer.
I wasn't saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Gwenna, it's the
Now who's
only.
metagaming?
It's, I can't heal you.
I'm so mad. I want to place my car back down. Or
Summon the car again. Sure.
yeah, and I'm gonna drive into town myself.
Okay.
Okay. If you would have let me
In
finish, I would have said I was going to show you the books later tonight when we camp. We can talk to the leader tomorrow.
Listen, I only need 4 hours of sleep. We can take watch together and I will read you the book.
Also, we're kind of trying to lay low. I think driving a truck into town where one has not usually seen a truck is not best.
I mean, we ain't far from the gate. They probably saw it.
Yeah, but I don't think riding it through town will help.
Fine. I'm staying here, but you guys all have to read me.
I will read you.
I would have had to read it to you anyway.
I'll read it to you when we take watch tonight.
What
Deal.
else has to do with Is it you or
Me.
me?
Anyway,
Well,
so
I'll take it from you,
you're
but I
staying
only have
to help set
24
up camp.
hours, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
utilizing.
Herb, you going in town?
No, I'm gonna stay, but I wanna
Okay.
get ready for a storyboard of like
Okay.
on how to find
Getting some
the
stuff like.
ruin,
Okay. So
Like
you're
how- like taking in everything to account.
okay. So you're kind of trying to pinpoint this location based off of.
What I know already.
Okay. All
Of
right.
What everybody else tells me.
Okay.
Which isn't
We'll,
much.
we'll get to that. Tell you what, we'll get.
I want Mr. Kysvyre to.
You gonna ask Kysvyre? You can ask Kysvyre.
I'm
for help.
asking everybody.
Sure. As those of you stay in camp, those of you going in town, I would say Silas is probably going, and so is Airmail. If you guys are willing to watch him.
Yep. I'll hold on to his hand.
Okay.
That's cute.
So you take Airmail's hand, and
You're
the
right, you're my
4 of
little
you begin to head into town. So, as you guys enter this very small townstead, it's a pretty dreary place. The dirt roads are well worn, hasn't seen rain in some time. Probably might start snowing pretty heavy up here soon. But a lot of people, those who are out and about take notice, but typically go back to their business, whether it be moving from tavern to tavern between the two, or going about moving their wares, be it merchants here and there. There's maybe about, as far as you've seen getting deep into the town, there's maybe about 30 people. Small town. But what you do notice are the nearby ruins of the bastion that was once here. There are decent amount of Silician guards nearby, but you notice that kind of behind the bastion, hidden away from the front side of the town, appears to be an encampment where, kind of taking the time to look at it, lots of soldiers, lots of kind of probably a whole battalion here, a garrison.
Should we be wary, of them?
No. I would say, say as you kind of look upon it and think about it, it's a lot of people, like a small army that have their own kind of commerce and society.
I'm just
here.
wondering if they've been here the whole time, if they know anything about what was happening.
Make an insight check.
Okay, well, since I'm doing another insight check, I'll ask you.
Mhm.
This is really bad logic. But I'm gonna ask anyways. Worst thing you can say is no. So,
What's up?
Gwen
was a really insightful character. Okay.
We re-rolled.
That one.
So, on that one?
Yeah.
Oh, they're soldiers. Bad news. Bad news bears.
Okay. Well,
Hard to say.
fine.
Feel a little fidgety.
I'm just gonna, be as discreet as I can because we're just going shopping for supplies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to Ariel. What would you like for us to make for dinner, Ariel?
Cookies.
How about this? We can get a sweet treat if we have enough. We see if there's a sweet treat.
Okay.
First, we get dinner. Yeah. So, what would you like
He
for
wants
nutrition?
sandwiches.
Do you-
A sandwich. A sandwich would be great.
Do you want something different than a sandwich, or do you want something?
I like sandwiches.
Do you like sandwiches? How about we do a soup and then we also do some sandwiches?
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as we have the
And
sandwich.
Yes, we will have the sandwich. I will make you a special sandwich.
Great.
Did you try your soup and grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese do exist here.
So, you guys go into the general store.
Yeah, Gwen's gonna stand outside because she's
Sure.
nervous.
Yeah. Gwyneth, you get outside.
Can I also can I say I tried to hide the sword as much as possible?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it under an overcoat.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, there's one general store here, Kate Smith's Goods, and going inside, it's pretty rudimentary, very
Yeah.
basic. In fact, it looks almost sparse.
I know
Doesn't seem
that-
to be a lot.
I know that we already had some supplies and food that we brought from Mithril, so I'm just gonna get enough for dinner tonight. Make
Yeah.
sure that there's sandwich stuff, and if there is anything sweet, I'll just get a small thing for Ariel.
Getting something sweet too runs you about
those like little honey sticks.
5
Yeah.
gold.
3 billion gold.
30 more billion gold.
So like
Oh,
a
I'm
stew, sandwich,
really
and then like
Stew's pretty simple.
and then like a honey
Yeah, honey.
cookie or something, biscuit.
Sure. Yep, 3 gold.
3 gold.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey. That's a pretty pricey thing,
for-
and the
Probably
clerk
food.
kind of looks up at you. Oh, okay. Big spender.
We have a large family.
Sure, pal. Whatever you say.
Okay.
That's such a weird thing to be like. Oh yeah, you have a big family. I got.
Oh, okay, all right. We can't all get Happy Meals.
So-
Well, it's not really like you're getting a lot of stuff. You're just spending a lot of money
On stuff.
on
Anyway.
some things.
That being said, you guys looking around the town anymore, or
Kind of like keeping my eyes open.
what?
Let's see. I do want to see if there is like a notice board and that has anything interesting on it.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Oh, like a guild.
Ah. 7.
7.
7.
Looking around, there is a board, and as you go to investigate it, it seems to kind of have a very old scripture of Silician laws that seems to have been placed here quite some time ago. It's faded and tattered, but there's multiple copies kind of just nailed on there. There's a few. There's a few wanted posters as well.
I wonder who's
There's
on
one
it.
for a goblin. There's one for what appears to be a large amphibious creature.
Crisp.
And the only words on it say the Great Newt.
Okay.
It's Chris.
And then there is let me see if there's any more. And then there's one for just general ne'er-do-wells who might have a bounty with the Silician army.
As I'm kind of, this is in the general store.
It's kind of outside of it, yeah.
I'm outside of it. I was gonna ask like the storekeeper, just like, has anything interesting happened in town
The clerk.
aside from us walking in?
Aside from the folk who drove up in a car, motorized vehicle, I heard of them. I saw a drawing once.
We're from overseas.
Cool. Why?
Why
Why are you here?
Why
Tourism.
camping?
Make a deception check.
There's so many many better places.
Technically, she's not wrong. They are
No.
camping.
Deception right now.
That's not why you're here, though.
Deception. 19.
19. Kind of.
It's like a camping road trip. We just needed somewhere that we could stop that closer to like
Sure.
people.
Sure. Whatever you say, lady.
Okay. Thank you.
Camping with your big family.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you guys head out
This
to
is
the
my
store.
child.
Yeah.
This is my
Child.
This is my child. This is my other child.
Are you referring to Gwen or Silas?
No, we've already established that I'm the wife in these scenarios. Wow, upgrade. The girlfriend.
That was your child?
Okay.
No. Okay. We adopted. Thank you. Okay, and I'm gonna walk out. Glad we got what we needed.
Okay.
Anything interesting? Not that. Have I seen anything interesting?
Not with that perception.
Alright, I
Yeah.
guess we will
Well,
walk
that was
back.
insight.
That was fair. What are you looking for?
I'm just like keeping. I think that I'm nervous about the military, so I'm like
I think
literally
I'm
like.
nervous.
Yeah. You've been standing outside the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few guards that walk down the street, occasional patrol, but you see that the majority of the ones that are out and about are kind of doing laps around the old bastion.
Okay. Can I hear anything that they're saying? Can I gather like why they're?
First make a stealth check, then make a perception.
This is perception. This is stealth.
Got it?
Okay.
I don't remember which one I said. Perception
Clear one
stealth.
is
Okay.
deception.
Yeah.
14 is 14 plus 5 is my stealth.
19.
19.
Great job, boy.
And then
Good job.
19 plus 5 is perception.
24.
That was good.
That was really
Nice.
So New Year's
She
resolution.
practiced.
Yeah, she's been practicing. Cool.
Oh wait,
So,
I tied them down. Never mind.
You're tied down.
I would say just kind of
Nice.
following the nearby two guards who are just patrolling and just trying to stay relatively close. Darren ate the last of the crab.
Get
Bastard.
the last of the crab.
She's
Don't
talking
get
about the
crab
actual
often.
things.
That's
It's
it.
really just dull
Okay.
conversation
Okay.
about what's for dinner.
Alright, got it. Okay. Okay,
Kind of
cool.
reflecting the nobody really wants to be here. And those who are aren't happy about it.
Got it. Sidling back up to the door, just stay
Yep.
guard.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. That's gonna be the best rolls I had this game. And it was to hear two guards talk about crab.
So
Well, I mean, who knows? You'll remember the name Darren. Maybe we have to pose as guards. You're like, I'm
No,
Darren.
I thought
It's
he
a
said
real
Damon at first. I was like,
No.
Darren.
Alright. Heading back to camp so,
so-
we can make some food.
All right.
Okay.
So as the rest of you head back, Herb, you've been making a conspiracy board, asking Kysvyre, Isota questions. Everybody at the
Even
camp,
that man right there.
even Icarus. Icarus, how forthcoming are you with
And
information?
I'm gonna ask him like, do you remember anything like from the past little tunnel, like ruins that we've been to, and like how they would be like set up, and like how that would fit into like the side of a mountain or the floor?
The other ruins we've seen have been inconsistent. Nothing about them makes sense. Nothing about them fits together. It's like different sections of a building have been picked up and forced in somewhere. There's no way to tell what will connect where.
I'm not metagaming about his past, but he didn't say anything when we were all making history checks, right? Okay. Okay. Randomized. In no like space, like it just like pops into like an empty.
From
like a
my
fulfilled
understanding,
place.
they popped up centuries ago and have just been sitting there. So it's very possible that other people know. However, this is the earliest of my attention. The areas I've been to, people either don't know of them or consider them cursed areas where cursed creatures roam. Some of which I'm sure you have all encountered.
Well, after my time investigating and chatting to friends,
Mhm.
how has my board come along?
So is this board to help pinpoint possible
Yeah.
locations?
Yeah.
Where to place the
Make a
light.
survival check with advantage. You're asking some good questions.
He's got he invented Pinterest.
He's got the red streaks.
Okay.
Wait, survival?
Yep, survival with advantage.
So I'm gonna have double advantage because I got my inspiration.
You could, yeah. Just roll it twice. If you're choosing.
It's a Google spreadsheet.
Yeah.
We haven't
And I
invented
used all my
Google yet.
past
It's
life.
no chance.
So 26.
26. Herb, you've been focused pretty hard. You've been looking at locations, not just, checking, with Kysvyre and Icarus on their experiences within the ruins. You think back to your own experience that you've had in a past life and in the current. And then you take a good survey of the land, looking around, a flat basin, mountains surrounding, but Kysvyre was pretty sure that it was close to this town. So, as you look, there's a few areas that kind of catch your interest. There's a few hills, which of course could mean disturbed earth underneath to some degree. There's also the kind of large structure of the gates, these massive stone buildings, which you surmise maybe could be some reason for their construction there. Possibly. And then you think, looking around, there's the bastion. There are dungeons, there are underground areas to a bastion. Could be there. However, it's guarded. You also look over to the lake. Large, pretty deep from what you saw coming down. Could be underwater.
Can I write all these things down with little things that point to each
Yeah,
one? And,
sure.
Conspiracy
I want to
board.
write that, right?
Mhm.
And then I want to look at these locations and I want to ask him for his map.
Kysvyre?
The map is in my head, but I will help you with this.
And we don't really have a map of the town.
Can I ask him a question?
What's up?
Can you think about it? And I want to use read thoughts. Can I? Is that logical?
Are you asking them to do that?
I have a better idea that is less intrusive.
Okay.
And
Maybe a little.
Kysvyre walks over towards the kind of table where you're setting up everything, and waves one hand, and you kind of see as an illusion begins to manifest itself of a rough map of Cilicia with these little red pins kind of here and there.
From my best ability, and my mind is quite sharp, the area we should be looking for is in this kind of circle. And you kind of watch as the area around Mortades and Mortades itself is kind of more highlighted. It does clip with the lake a little bit, kind of where
It cuts off with it.
yeah. So it's definitely nowhere near as far as the mountains.
So, with this and my storyboard and my past, knowledge of being in these places, comparing them all, which would be the one with the most which one would be? Because the first one we went to, they had already known about it and they've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
Which was it guarded?
Definitely seemed like people were alerted when you guys entered.
So definitely guarded. They already know about it because they fought here. I think it's probably connected to that bastion. Because I think after a big long fight and the knowing of a town, or conquering of a town, you've definitely been surveying the area. I think it's in the bastion.
Although, are we back yet?
Is the bastion Silician made? or
No,
is
it's
it-
made by Horacian. It was there
Oh.
before the war.
Well, if the Horacians knew about it, had the bastion, and got bastion conquered, then they went in there and they're like, oh shoot, this is a ruin.
I don't think that's likely.
It wouldn't explain why it's collapsed.
Oh, the bastion's collapsed?
Yeah. Unless the Silicians weren't the ones who collapsed it.
Hey, DM, were the Silicians the ones who collapsed it?
Make a history check. You were there. Roll with advantage.
I wasn't there. I know what he's talking
I'm
about.
not there, so I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm not-
Wasn't
I'm not
even-
there.
This wasn't even me. This was you're thinking of someone else.
Hear the DM.
If you want the advantage.
17.
No. I would say you remember that night very vividly. I would remember from the top of the gate. You remember the doors opening and watching as the army flooded the valley. And the most peculiar thing, they didn't surrender, but you watched as the bastion crumbled that night. Before your forces made it there.
I'm saying.
I said nothing about this, by the way. But that's interesting to know.
So, like I said, I'm not versed in the history of this place in particular. Perhaps I should have brushed up before coming here a bit more, but I think your theories are sound. There could be two locations, or two high potential ones, yeah?
I think either A, it was found and it's in that bastion, or B, it has never been found and is in the lake.
I have to agree.
I think those are the two best.
The good news is that there are two groups of us, so...
I can go look at the lake one because I don't need to breathe.
Yeah. Is that a tonight thing?
It can be.
Oh, but we have story time.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah.
We can wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen to the books that they're gonna read me, and then
Okay.
they're from the place,
Sure.
and I will see if that alters my storyboard.
Alright. Go for it. But that's good to know. Two locations. Good job.
Okay.
That being said, oh, look at that. And you watch as the group who has gone into shop has finally returned. And they're whispering to each other.
We were trying to figure out who had the tiara.
Yeah, sorry.
I think.
Reagan had it. There you go.
Okay.
End of story. There you go. That fixed it. Next time it will be attuned. Must be attuned. So that this is not passed around. That being said, you guys arrive back, see that Kysvyre and Herb are both looking over this kind of illusionary map that has surfaced itself on this table. Icarus has just finished up setting the rest of the tents as Asoda has gotten the fire started and ready for tonight's meal.
Oh, we didn't start the fire?
Soda did.
I thought it was
I get that reference.
I get it.
Oh god. Anyways.
Oh god.
Yeah, you already have it.
Are you gonna tell me that it's
Cool.
always
It
been
was always
burning?
burning.
Since the world was turning?
No, not this one. It was burning since 5 minutes ago. That being said, you guys arrive back to the camp. What you guys doing?
Starting dinner.
Okay, starting dinner.
And while we are making dinner, it's good to catch up on some reading.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the books to Herb.
Okay. Now, Gwyneth, how big are you on doing math homework?
Reagan is not, but can Gwen be amazing?
What's Gwen's intelligence?
Gwen's intelligence.
I'm gonna have to sleep with that $2.
Plus 0.
Okay, go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw as you read this book to Herb over dinner.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Guidance doesn't do saving throws.
Oh, yeah,
does it?
guidance
It's
doesn't
just
do
checks.
saving
checks. This is all on Gwen.
Resistance does
Resistance.
Oh, can I go into a rage?
No, 'cause this is intelligence based. You
Hey!
can't scream it.
Fuck!
Let's be honest. Raise your hand if you've ever gone into a rage for math homework.
11.
Okay. Gwyneth, the book you decide to start with, that does say basics on it, is extremely complicated magical
calculations. It is all about harnessing the innate magic in objects and using it to manipulate them. And about 3 paragraphs in, it's painful. It's incredibly painful. You cannot, it's just something that's not clicking with you. And Herb, it's not translating well because Gwyneth's having to read over sections over and over, and just it's coming out as garbled goop.
I want it.
I'm
For
not
one night.
giving you the deal.
One night.
You can't. Okay.
From the first one, I already understood. Guess what the car does?
What?
Absorbs magic into an object and turns it into power to turn the car wheels.
I'm gonna pretend I know what you meant. My brain is fried. Okay,
I'll
but
give it back.
you promise?
Yes, I promise. Why would I need it?
Because you have a habit of collecting things that are
Not yours.
interesting and not yours. And I'm not saying I don't fully trust you, but I don't fully trust you
You can
considering
take it off my head later.
whatever you learn from these books.
I will share.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
Oh.
You have to promise not to use against us.
Think I'm gonna turn into like a god or something?
I don't know what's gonna
That is
happen.
what I'm saying, yes.
This
Yes,
is
that
Power
is,
is
yeah, I'm
knowledge.
glad you understand.
Knowledge
no.
is power.
This is obviously something beyond my understanding. I don't know what you're gonna learn from this, but it hasn't. It's not like you haven't turned on us before. So if I'm giving you the power to, you would sign it with Ballora.
To be fair,
I didn't
he
want to
did
sign
give-
a hellish contract.
No,
No,
that's
I
fair.
know that, but I'm saying, but when you were gonna kill us,
He
with
thought we
Ballora
murdered the
was-
king. I'm gonna give him a little credit.
Also, she was gonna kill me too. So.
That too. It's Flora.
Yeah, but Gwen doesn't know that.
Oh, Gwyn knows Valora.
We know Flora.
I know Ballora, but like
Oh,
I
I
didn't
know
know that
Ballora.
he
We
thought.
all know
Anyways, you cannot use this against us if.
Okay, I will tell you everything that I have learned.
Okay. Can I hand him the?
I have to attune to it.
No, you don't, and that's the problem.
Wait,
Um,
actually?
Yeah.
Actually,
No,
yes.
that's why we've
That's
been
the
passing
problem.
it back.
That's literally the problem.
Okay, I spend all night reading the books.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to sleep. Luckily, with the tiara, in order to read things that you don't understand, you just have to put your hand across it, and I would not count that as anything insane to do. However, I need you to make an intelligence check as you try to understand these books.
This is one thing I'm not good at. Can't be like a wizard.
Yeah,
Maybe
I've
not
already
of all
read
my-
it before.
Oh, but I
You have
haven't yet.
inspiration.
Yep, I'm using the inspiration.
Okay.
Okay, slightly better. Not too
Is that
good.
the-
14.
14. Okay. 14 is better than 10.
That's right.
Herb, these are very complex runes, very complex sigils, and very complex concepts that
Literally just
don't
calculus.
match up with your field of expertise. Life magic, things that are innate to you. This is something that you would have to ascertain through understanding. And while you read through it and some of the concepts it's like starts to click, it's like okay, I see that they're building a base foundation and building upwards, but the learning curve here is exponential.
So it'll take me a while, you're saying?
You get the sense that, I mean, you're going at it
Literally
all
talking about
night.
calculus. Yeah.
It's just some kids' textbook.
I would say
Like just
you
algebra.
surmise, you know, if you were to spend a week
Actually.
just studying this nonstop every night as you can, you would definitely start to get a grasp on some of the innate magic within the tomes.
Do I learn? You said that it builds up exponentially and it builds up by foundation, right?
Mm-hmm. Which all these
Do
books
I learn
do provide.
anything from like the first things that I can actually grasp?
I would say you recognize that the book kind of explains the build-up of the magic in one, and specifically in the first tome that you read, is about prophecy, seeing the future, and divination.
I'm good at that.
It's I would say it's something that might pique your interest, and as you skim through the second book, this one is more focused on the innate magic within objects, not for elemental or evocation, but understanding and how to harness that. It's an entirely separate concept from what you're used to, as it takes an understanding to wield it.
Yeah. In the first night, can I just like learn like the table of contents of each book?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And the third book, I would say, probably piques your interest the most. This book you would read after getting a good understanding of the other two, and this book speaks and explains the concept of chronergy, time magic, and how to manipulate it, and getting down to the later pages, how to alter it, how to bend it to your will, using these innate properties from the earlier books. But it is very complex.
It actually makes so much sense.
But,
How time manipulation would start with.
that being said,
Different-
if you were to continue studying, you could probably ascertain a lot. They're big books.
Can I call Gwen where I am?
Sure.
Because you don't really have to sleep either.
Just 4 hours.
Can I give her like I don't want to like tell her everything, but can I just give her like a base understanding?
Sparks
like,
notes.
Can I be like, I think these 3 books, if you let me use this thing every single night for a good while,
A couple weeks.
I will
week or
be
two,
able
maybe.
to
Depending on the role.
help us with the evil lady.
Praise God.
Yeah. Just every night.
Okay.
And I'll give her like crazy magic prophecy, magic object, watch.
I mean, I can understand a little bit more than that, but okay.
She didn't get to like the
Me
first
learn
sentence.
magic. Time
Yeah.
magic. Me magic
I
time.
just start walking it backwards and like
Yeah. Go forward, go backward.
Yes, I mean, it's also Nastani's, so if she wants it, you're gonna have to give it to her, but I don't see why that's not an issue.
Okay.
Or why that would be.
Probably in the nighttime.
Yeah, I would say it's dusk. People are winding down for the night.
Okay. I shoot her off and she read the first book. I want to go book by book.
Yep, there you go. All right.
After I make dinner, I'm also going to find my own corner.
Mhm.
I went back in my journal.
Mm-hmm.
I technically don't have the journal with me
Yeah.
because I destroyed it, but I transcribed the entire thing in my personal
Mhm.
journal.
I know. So you have a copy.
I do have a copy. I just don't have the original copy.
Mm-hmm. And as you look at it, you transcribed it into common.
No, I Arxon.
Yeah, and Arxon. Yeah, there you go.
Arxon.
Yep.
So.
Yep. There you go.
This is in Elvish.
What you reading?
It's my personal diary.
Why'd you date it wrong?
This is my personal diary.
Make a deception check.
How
You forget where he's from. You lied to me?
Yes.
Why?
Because I didn't want to tell the others that I did in fact take that journal from Pluto Hole and I copied the entire thing into my journal and I destroyed the original copy.
What journal?
So when we found the time amulets,
Uh-huh.
there was a journal that I found that was written in Elvish.
Okay.
And it was
Elvis Presley.
This guy. He's from Memphis.
He's from Graceland.
Mhm.
So it was the complete journal of Karani Ilika, chronologist
chronologist.
of the
Kysvyre.
Kysvyre.
Yeah. That's what you wrote.
Yes. Just because I
Not
can
that I
write
know
it doesn't
anything.
mean I know what it, like how to say it.
I've only ever seen it written.
Yeah, I'm guessing myself.
It's like reading Hermione. Can't say it.
Oh.
Hermione.
Hermione.
That's how I always read it.
So, I don't know. I haven't really looked back at this journal since going to the place in the desert and since everything else. So I
You
just,
found a journal
yes,
that pertains to our current situation,
maybe.
and you haven't read it, but you transcribed the whole thing.
I transcribed the whole thing. I said I haven't read it since I transcribed it.
Oh, okay.
Which
What's the gist?
One of the notes I said, like, I have a few, like, some of the things that she transcribed: the War of the Eclipse, assassination of Queen of Arxar, creation of Star Plateau, and
The
then
hell?
in parentheses it says Will is sending a passage to me, and I don't have that passage in my phone.
That's crazy. Now, let me ask you this, Miss Tani.
Who's
Feels
Will?
I
It feels
am-
like the equivalent of setting a password hint as you know it, and it's like you come back to it and you're like,
Well, like, you told me you
I
were going to
feel
send
that-
it. You
I
didn't.
did.
No, you didn't.
I have it right here.
You didn't send it to me.
I did.
No, you did not.
Trouble in paradise.
Well, it's okay. I know what to search in the text messages because I know what it is. But as you look over it, isn't this pertinent information to our current predicament?
Yes, that's why I'm looking at it now.
You didn't want to mention it any number of days ago.
Because I forgot about it until just now.
Wow, okay. Well, thanks for remembering me in the hole. But you forgot that. That's I might share this with others if I was in your space. Oh, look, it's all written down. You did write it down. Right there. That's crazy.
She spelled Bledsoe wrong.
That's crazy. Well, now that you have remembered yourself, maybe you can share it at a later time. Silas walks by.
Oh, wow.
how close is our camp to that grave that we saw on the way in?
Oh yeah, let's go desecrate.
No.
Dig it up.
At most a mile.
Okay. Can I slip off during the night?
Make a stealth check.
Actually, no, I'm reading.
You're reading.
I'm
Sir,
up.
you got calculus.
I'm up, right?
I've got some
Sure.
homework to
Got
catch
some
up.
calculus.
That's why I'm letting him roll stealth, and we'll go against passive perceptions.
You went up.
I probably won't win.
29.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Please.
Nobody's passive is 20.
I'm watching Herb read.
Except for Airmail.
His passive
Where
is
are you
25.
going?
His passive is
He's
8.
like, wow. I wonder if he's lonely. I'm gonna go find him.
I wonder if he wants a sandwich.
Okay, so you sneak off Icarus.
I'm just gonna go back to the grave and pay my respects.
Okay.
Maybe make some apologies and eventually make my way back.
As you do. In and out. That being said,
I wanted to look at the moon.
yeah, make a nature check.
Also, with reading the first book,
Mm.
I have
Not gonna watch you.
a spell that. Let me get the exact name for you. But I
Legend
don't-
lore? No, you don't have that yet.
Nat 20.
Nat 20?
Plus 0.
Yeah. Gwyneth, you notice it's looking almost full tonight.
I have.
Nothing
Almost.
else? Almost.
Maybe a night or
Is
two.
it Wax and Gibbous or something.
Yeah, I don't have the chart with me right now, but I could. I have a computer.
I have. I have the spell
We have
Augury.
technology.
You have augury?
I can foresee future. I don't know, or like get. It helps them with the future, and I have non-detection, which protects against divination magic. Do those? Can I
I'd say
relate
augury
those
is for the next choices within the next 30 minutes, I believe, of what fortune will find. And non-detection is good for when you're being tracked.
So, could I relate those to anything I've learned so far in the book?
Use them as kind of a basic stuff for understanding.
Yeah, just on divination.
Sure. Yeah, you have a foundation. Tell you what, for the night, Go ahead and make a. I'll let you choose Insight or Arcana.
Insight or Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Both are +8, but one has a circle around it. 2 circles. So.
Expertise in it.
Yeah, no more inspiration. However, have I long rested?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I was pulling up the moon chart for you.
No, I
14.
just was. Is it
Wax and gibbous.
wax and gibbous?
Is it wax and
It
gibbous?
is wax and gibbous.
Nice. Astrology girl.
So
Luke, none
So
of
this
from
is-
football.
so it was just new 2 nights ago, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So it's still moving pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
Through the phases.
Exponentially.
Okay.
That's fun. What's
I want to talk to the he's not a bard, but I can't remember his name.
Willem.
Willem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
We'll get there in just a second.
Yeah.
But, what'd you get for your roll?
14.
For Arcana or
Arcana.
Arcana? Your base fundamentals help, and I would say you have a solid, just kind of trying to grasp the first understanding of the first book. It's
Oh, I've already read the first book.
no,
Oh,
just the basics
I
in
was
the
like-
first book. So
like the first chapter too.
you've read the
I'm
first
so
like
good
3
at
or
this.
4 chapters out of maybe 30.
Oh yeah.
So maybe a tenth of the way through the book for tonight. So we'll say that. But as you approach Willem, who has his little hand drums out.
Yeah. I remember talking to him before, but I don't remember what I asked him. So I'm just gonna. We
Improv.
talked about this.
Yeah.
Let me know, because we don't have to waste this time. But
You're good.
So Willem.
Hey, Gwyneth, how you doing?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Doing great. Nice fire. Good soup.
Yeah, good soup. Destani's a great cook.
That she is. Better than the boy.
Probably. She has a little more experience.
Well, I welcome it. Trust me.
So I just was curious, where are you from?
Family-wise, or like just where did I
Where'd you
live?
come from? Like where?
And then after
Family
that,
history.
tell us, where did you go?
And
For some time,
And
I
where did
lived
you
in
come
Basilica with my father. He left pretty early on, so it was just me and my mum for a while. Joined the war efforts. I don't know, that was a while ago. But originally, my family's from all over really. Deep gnomes, forest gnomes, we're all connected.
Do you have any half elf in you?
No elf, no elf.
No,
Just
I
gnome.
didn't ask that. I just.
No elf. Just gnome. But let's see. Yeah, I grew up in Basilica for a while. I did some travels in Arkansas. Actually, that was pretty fun.
Oxa.
Yeah, just for a year or two with a merchant caravan. We went all the way up to the capital, all the way back down. As cold as the 9 hells down there. Believe it or not.
How did you get in and out?
Well, they were Hrossian merchants, and while they had to go through some great trouble to get me to help out, but you know, plateaus are my thing, mountains really.
Yeah.
So they got me through, got to visit. It was pretty nice. See, been doing just kind of not necessarily mercenary work,
I
I'd
was
say.
gonna ask, like, what are you doing with Kysvyre? Like, what's?
Oh yeah, Kysvyre, hired me for some time. Picked me up. It's about a month ago. So a little fresh to their
efforts?
interesting crew.
Yeah. I don't know if you could tell me this or not, but
Sure.
I am very curious about Kysvyre's efforts. Do you know anything? Like, what is he trying to accomplish?
He kind of, and moves over kind of towards the outskirts of the camp, and you kind of have a look down.
Yeah, I'll kneel down.
Yeah,
Keys
kneel
fusion
down.
on his parish card.
Yeah, Kysvyre has mommy issues. Kysvyre's kind of an odd fellow. He's super quiet. Never one to tell the full story I've seen. He's patient. Patient's weird. I don't know. Quite honestly, I'm hired help. And, you know, I am not afraid of the criminal side of affairs.
Trust me, I understand that.
You gotta do what you can to survive, right?
Sometimes that's what it comes down to.
Right.
Sometimes
So,
that involves mashed potatoes.
when I was offered a job to simply guide them up the river and throughout Cilicia for what they're offering, I said, yeah, that sounds a lot better than what I've been doing.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, what are they offering? I could guide them through
didn't ask. Too late. Contract signed. But he's an odd one.
I encountered him a while back, and he mentioned dismantling some
Greater
something.
influence
Yes,
or something.
I'm not sure what, but
I got a similar speech,
Yeah.
but then I asked for money. So,
So no, I'm just curious. You're a very
Yeah.
interesting person, and
oh, well, thank you. You are quite magical on that lute, might I add. Where did you learn how to play? I have to ask.
you know,
Self-taught.
my mother
Well,
was a very
a master artisan, I presume.
well.
Not yet.
Herb, in the midst of this conversation, went back, killed her mom. and
Stop
came
time!
back.
Killed her mom.
He figured it out.
He's like, that's
Herb just.
no, actually she enjoyed the little things, and I was a very hard child, so it was one of the things that would calm me down, or would, just something we bonded over. And of course I fought it. I didn't want to learn how to play a musical instrument. That was silly. And then I learned, and I love it. And then I played with my brothers. And like
You got brothers too?
I've got quite an ordeal of siblings, apparently.
Well,
Uh,
I had a lot of cousins.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have
Well,
a lot of cousins.
I understand. I mean, I don't know most of my siblings. I met
Yeah.
my brothers on the road. I was traveling, trying to find
I'm sorry.
something. No, don't be sorry. I'm.
Are they still on the road? Catch up.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe.
they're on the
Switches. Well,
Herb, like, without looking up from his book.
takes the hand drums.
Give me the soundboard.
I'm actually I don't know where they are, and I think it's my fault. But
I'm sure that can't be true.
well, they were taken,
Oh my gosh.
and they wouldn't have been in an area where they could have been taken if I hadn't invited them. So,
Well,
or put them in a position to be. So yeah,
Els, you know what they are? Where they're headed?
no,
Anything?
I've tried talking to them on a speaking stone, and
Yeah.
they've responded.
Well, they can.
Well, all I know is that they're in a they're moving in a vessel
Mm-hmm.
on the road. They stop for food and water. They know
say directions, anything like that?
they know where they're headed, but the speaking stone cut off before they could tell me.
But you could do that again, couldn't you?
Tomorrow.
See if you can try and get a town name or something like that.
Okay.
Did you lose them in Cilicia?
I lost them in Belhem.
Who to? Who'd you lose them to, if you don't mind me asking?
I am Silician god.
Really?
Damn.
advisor, actually.
Well, I have an idea. Good news, bad news, right?
Okay.
Well, the whole situation's bad. That's the bad news, right?
Yeah.
Good news. Well, Silicians live in Cilicia, and you know, I mean,
You can find them in Cilicia.
Crazy.
right?
Who would have thought of that?
I think. I mean,
Do
you
you
probably
think that's
can.
where they'll be heading?
Yeah. Well, you said Cilicians took them. Did mercenaries or?
I mean, as far as I know,
Yeah.
I was approached by an advisor.
Government.
Government.
Okay. Technically, that actually improves the situation. There's only a few places they could go, right? You got Basilica, right? That's the most obvious one. They could take them to what? Oshavis. That's another one.
I'm not
Shavis is,
to spell that.
It's
There's
mischievous,
also,
mischievous.
It's not how you think it's spelled.
There's also the Bulwark. That's where they take all the big
Bulwark.
prisoners. The Bulwark, yeah.
They are some big
It is far to the north,
That's pretty far.
like right by. Like
They've been
practically
traveling for a
in
few
Oxford.
days from Volhelm. Well, they can't probably have passed King's Crag by now. You know, it's
Oh,
a few
I see.
days on foot, carriage.
They're riding. They said they've been moving. Like,
Okay, so they're on the ground. Okay, even by horse, you couldn't make it to King's Crag in a few days.
Okay.
King's Crag.
There's probably a few. I would say, I mean, probably pass through Hunter's Valley at the most, right?
I mean, I'm not familiar with the area, but I trust your judgments, considering you're being paid to navigate through it. Do you know what happens to people in these places? Like what they do?
I used to serve. I did my part for what I thought was right. And as for modern politics, I'm not much into them, to be honest. But I'd say Bulwark was more for, menacing folk, like war folk. The tough. If it's a
Prisoners.
I don't know, political prisoner that they're wanting to keep, Basilica. I'd bet Basilica. However, if they're trying to get them off continent, I'd say Oshavis. So, I don't know your brothers too well. Are they imposing and wanting to lead rebel armies kind of type?
Oh no.
Well, you could have fooled me. I saw you punch a troll.
Well, I'm very different than my brothers. I've also gone through a lot of changes. I used to be a dragonborn.
No shite.
Yes, shite.
Wow.
Body's changed.
I've gone through a lot. I've died twice.
For someone who's died twice, you look great. If it
thank
means
you.
anything, but
Thank you.
yeah, that's
Get wrecked.
So,
Gosh, wrecked.
well, I appreciate this more than
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
of course. Yeah, we all work with shady bastards sometime.
Well, you
That
might
was a
be
dig
looking
at
at one.
Keychain.
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 Keychains.
Keychain. My boy Keychain.
Well, thank you for
Yeah, of course.
your input, and I appreciate that. I
Yeah, hey.
have a better understanding of where to look now, and
Yeah. If it,
I'm in your debt.
Nah, not yet. I haven't found them yet. If they're in, I don't know. Let's, finish up what we're doing here. But that's all I was paid for, was to lead them here. So, if you need help, eventually I have to make my way back to Basilica. So,
Me too.
are you chiming in, Icarus?
I don't know if I'm back
Icarus.
yet.
Icarus
No.
is digging up a grave. He's like,
I'm not digging
I
up nothing.
I don't. Does Squid know that Icarus is in the war?
Yes.
Okay.
Many people have said it.
Yeah.
do
okay.
I?
No. Okay. I have a.
We literally after I first
I
met him
thought
wearing like
y'all keep
silicone
everything a secret
armor.
from me, and I'm figuring
Well, no,
things
he
out by
mentioned it at the
myself,
bar
so-
when we were.
It's it's very.
Because you
often
mentioned
said.
your
Yeah.
like your group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
okay.
would, yeah.
Willem.
Yeah.
Do you know Icarus? If you both worked in the Silician.
Big place.
I was more over coastal efforts for a time. Actually, a lot of what I did was in the Grand Wilds, far to the north. That's the, big trees, druid tribes, and I actually did a lot of talk between. So actually, I spent a long time there, but I'd say I've never met him. I met a lot of Eric Okra, but he said he lives in the upper district, or at least his family does, of Basilica, which is kind of near where I do. I'm like lower ring, that's where my mom lives.
I understand that.
But so I'd say, I mean, if his family lives middle ring, he's got to have some significance. They don't give the houses out for free. So, I don't know him, but
Okay.
maybe some others might.
Well, I'm not trying to pry. It's his story to tell. He'll tell it when he's ready. But
Should ask where he was, where his main efforts were.
You got mine because it got pried out of me.
Eric Okra don't have the longest lifespan.
yeah.
Oh, man.
1 year left.
So they're pretty much trained up and sent out.
Okay. I'm just curious. Well, I really do appreciate all
Yeah.
the information you've given me.
Anytime.
You also play a wonderful song.
No, I just slap a drum.
Oh, that takes more talent than most.
Takes rhythm.
Not the lute. Too nimble of fingers for me. But
Well, it took a long time to learn. But
obviously you've mastered it by a long shot comparatively.
I appreciate it.
You'll have to teach me a little bit before
I'll
you go.
teach you some chords.
I would appreciate it.
Well, I, better be keeping watch. I have a little plant man that's learning all kinds of arts.
He's an
and
odd one. He's an odd one.
yeah, well, he's very powerful, odd one.
At least
So
Well, he bought a car.
he's something. So I better keep an eye on him. So
Of course. Well,
yeah.
have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Hey, DM.
Yeah, what's up?
He said he was in the Grand Wilds.
Yeah.
Is that
I
even
thought
part
that was
of-
Arxa.
Yeah.
The Grand Wilds is a neutral territory.
Yeah, that's what.
It's not
Yeah,
a
the
part of
barrier
Arxa, it's not a part of
is like that.
Cilicia. It is a neutral area that he has just recently said is inhabited by many druids and was keeping the peace there. As a northern assault from druids might be bad during a war.
Yeah, sure could be. Yeah.
What is the current year? You just see a bunch of bears running at
Wait,
you.
I have this.
Bear rain!
438 in the Second
438.
Age.
438 in the second.
Do the
Yeah,
books
'cause you
have
said
a
it was like summer,
date
right?
written? Like a little.
Yeah, I would say they would. You said 438 Second Age. Looking at them and kind of rubbing your hands to read them like Braille, they're a good over 500 years old.
I might have an exact date.
Maybe if there was someone who had copied down a dirt bike.
before.
Yeah.
Because
you know how to
Yeah, you said it was like summer, right?
Oh,
Or
that's
fall,
more
autumnish.
We're starting to peter off of autumn.
Okay, so we're getting closer to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll ask more about the book whenever it's my turn.
It's getting cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Kysvyre because I know that dude don't sleep.
Kysvyre, looking over the map.
Hey, Kysvyre.
Porcelain mask just snaps upward. Yes.
I forgot about something that I might have taken from Pluto.
Okay.
That's so intimidating.
What did you forget?
So I may have taken a journal and then copied it to my journal and then destroyed the original copy. Can you read Oxen?
Yes, I can read Oxen.
You are reading a book. I'm gonna just show him the excerpt that I copied. I forgot that I had this until we were going over it, and I didn't quite want to mention it because I wanted to be able to look back over it and see if it was actually pertaining things. I'm sorry that I didn't remember until now.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm gonna look over it tonight with everything else. But thank you for bringing it to my attention now.
I'm sorry.
It's fine,
I forgot that I had it.
of course.
Okay.
What was that?
No way that sound, she just walks away.
Yeah, you just see from Silas in the distance.
It's one thing. There's a bookmark. I bookmarked like the section that is like from that bookmark onward is the copy journal. Don't read anything.
Immediately flips over.
No, that's my personal.
I don't care. I'm going to read the pertinent information.
Okay, thank you. Just
I just thought I must have been like the dude who was actually reading these books. I'm in his same clothes right now. I feel really
Woman! We have
Immersed.
woman.
I feel like I'm taking in the entire experience.
Yeah, you're getting the
you know,
immersion.
he's wearing a tiara. He's
Dude,
wearing
it's
the
a gender
robe.
neutral term.
Okay, that's fair. We'll take
Like,
it.
yeah.
But let's not make the same
Oh, no.
mistake.
My robes are like.
His woman robes. His breasts won't fit. No.
He's got a cinched in waist.
It's an hourglass herb. You're an olive.
He put on the robe and his womanly body.
I
Sorry.
never wonder. Did anything happen with my fancy scarf?
It is a fancy scarf. It's very cool. I would say, if you want it, you've kind of already chosen for tonight, either choosing to attempt to attune to the robe, the scarf, or read your books. But for tonight, you've chosen to read books.
Yeah.
But for
And I'll ask more about the books in the morning because I think it's still dark.
so that being said, everybody going to bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool,
I'm
cool.
saving all my D6s for
Who's keeping first watch, if any?
Watch.
Before we
Go
went.
have fun with that.
Oh, he's reading, so he's
Yeah.
not. Okay, so it's just me.
Just you.
Perception.
Yep.
Ooh.
Get the moon.
18 plus 5, 21? No?
18 plus 5.
I don't know.
21.
It's so
23.
23. Oh, well.
Pretty good. Okay.
Close enough.
18
All
plus
right.
5.
So it's a quiet night for the most part.
I want.
Not a whole lot going on. Occasionally, you'll see a Silician patrol kind of go by, and you notice one or two of them kind of take notice, but it's a camp full of homeless people.
Yeah, homeless people.
So they kind of just give a look. You're decent ways away.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. I'll take
You're just jealous of our truck.
Is our truck? No, our truck's
Truck's
put
in
away.
I know.
Truck-
Oh.
We'll put it in the garage.
It's in the garage. Okay. Then
Okay.
yeah, I'll take last watch if somebody else wants to take
Yeah, I
middle
can
watch.
do second.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll a
Back
perception
from
check.
digging
Oh,
up that
right.
grave.
I didn't dig up nothing.
What'd you find?
A grave.
Bones.
Baldwin's bones.
Baldwin's bones. A dragon.
21.
18 plus 5.
Shut up. That was her New Year's
It's
resolution,
a
not
quiet
mine.
night. Quiet night. You eventually start to see some clouds rolling in over the mountains, kind of cresting what appears to be the large plateau of Arksaw. Not for you. It's acid rain, and you die.
Only on you.
No, but it's quiet night.
Your cloud.
Third watch of the night. You guys can also entrust it to any of the other people.
Chris.
No.
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 No. Chris has been passed out the whole time.
Sedated and
He
put
slept on the
down.
car ride like a baby.
Kysvyre doesn't need to sleep, right?
The Kysvyre is up and about, yeah. If you
Tell him to watch.
Do we trust him?
I only need. So I can take how many watches? 2?
take 2 before you need to wake.
How many watches is there? 4?
There's 4 total. You can wake up Willem, or you can wake up Isoto, or you can wake up Yermel, or you can wake up Silas.
I'll
Wake
just
up
take the
Aaron.
last watch. Is all I wanted.
Okay, so who's taking third?
But yeah.
Okay, Stani, go ahead and make a perception check.
14.
It starts to rain. It's going to be a rainy day tomorrow. But no monsters, thankfully. Not outside the city or the town. Final watch. Go for it.
14.
14. It's wet.
Okay.
You're huddled in your tent. Just kind of keep watch as best you can. You kind of, Herb, I assume you moved under a shelter. But other than that, you occasionally see Kysvyre kind of moving about their tent, and Herb just kind of reading.
Can I,
The light source!
The ancient text.
Can I actually go over to Kysvyre?
Sure.
Um,
Kind of knock on the tent pole.
yeah, like,
There's a second.
Hi.
Oh,
Sorry. I meant to tell this to my other group, but well, my one group. I don't have another group. I was just looking at the moon for the past couple days, and I thought this might be information you might want to know, considering we're looking for the same thing.
Rapidly filling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a concern? I mean, it's obviously yes, it's a concern, but tomorrow it seems like it might be a full moon.
That's what I'm worried about. And you kind of, they kind of gesture inside the tent and see that the top of the tent, similar to the cabin deck or the cabin office, captain quarters, is kind of lined with the paper, just tracking the cycles of the moon every single night. And it looks like there was one from this night as dawn is slowly approaching. But looks like Kysvyre's keeping a pretty tight track and kind of. I'm glad somebody else is paying attention to some important factors too.
I
That's not Kysvyre, that's Will.
I would hate for something like I mean, it's bound to happen, but the ship that we were a part of, we were going to, where were we going? Mizumi, yeah. When we were going to Mizumi, that was
Right.
quite terrifying. So, do you think that something like that is approaching?
Well, I've never experienced any of the Frail Moon events happen within Cilicia.
He said this
So it's hard for me, it's impossible for me to be certain, but I would presume that either nothing will happen or something might happen. But it might not even be here. It could be some far off place next to another ruin.
Okay, well, I just thought somebody should know. I meant to
Yeah.
mention it to Nastani,
I
but,
appreciate it.
yeah.
I don't know anything.
Anyways, good. I will see you when I see you.
Did Chain say that either nothing will happen or something will happen?
Yeah,
Do I know that he has these drawings?
True.
basically.
Can I look at
something
them?
might happen while we are, or
And-
something might happen before
Sure.
something
You
else is.
close your book for a minute.
It's
Think,
a
huh,
tautology. Either
Kysvyre had
nothing
all
will
those
change or
moon-
something will happen.
moon
Keychain.
jobs.
No other option.
Kysvyre. Yes.
Which one is the
Oh.
day that the king died?
Looks at the wall.
This one?
What
Full
does it
moon.
look like? Full moon? Awesome. Awesome. And what does it look like after?
Starts to wane, and then.
So it goes.
Just like it did last night.
So,
It waned.
I hate you.
I mean, is this the morning? Like, have I already done my?
I would say
studying
this
for
is
the-
morning. This
so
is
I've
very
done my
early
studying-
dawn.
Yeah.
Studying for the night.
He burst through the tent. What day did the king die?
When?
So,
What is
with
time?
my knowledge for the first readings, have I learned anything that's applicable to what I can do? Like, is there anything that I like pick up on with like my references to divination magic? Like, is there anything that I can apply to what I can? I'm trying to like explain. Like, is there any concepts that I now like newly know about and
I
can
would
apply?
say last night you read on some fairly basic understandings of divination.
Yeah.
The basic topic that you probably read about is the concept of Terra. How using items to almost predict the future can be used should you be channeling the right magics, should you know of really the basics of fate and letting fate guide what objects you choose. Now, these objects have to have strong meaning so that you can more accurately predict the future. But you do know that the moon is one of the
I was
cards.
just about to say. So, trying to put this entire thought into words. The leading up to it, right? He dies on
A
the
full
moon.
moon,
Like, yes.
Yeah.
That means that the moon
already knew, like, it was already happening, like, it was already planned out, or else, like,
You're
it
saying it
wouldn't
falls
happen.
in line with divination of fate.
Yes. So, like,
The moon represents a large event.
yeah. And it's already predicted it. Like, nothing we could have, like, if we had somehow stopped him, I don't think the moon would have became full if he didn't die. Like, if he died, the moon fills, but
What's the cause and what's the effect? Are you saying that the moon is full because he died, or he died because the moon was full?
I think
You're saying it's just a
I think-
coincidence.
I think the moon filled because he died.
As a fulfillment of fate?
Yes. I
But
think
it was full the day he died, right? So that
yes,
doesn't.
and it
Like
already,
that was the end of the cycle? As in
Yes.
like the cycle before that was tracking correctly.
And I don't. If it was theoretically possible to like change fate, I don't think the moon would have been filled.
So, well, then that poses the question: if fate was destined for the king to die that day with the moon cycle, why is it speeding up now?
Probably because there's another big fate that's about to happen.
So it's having to go through faster because the fate is set for that day.
I think so.
If
I mean, if you. Okay.
if he had the chance to change your fate,
No, we're not doing
Couldn't.
this.
I think if you had, like, say it leads up to one thing, like the king dies, and then something happens 2 days later, I think the moon would get, like, logistically super, like, it'll grow extreme right there, right?
Because something happened outside of the Wheel of Fate, or
You're saying it's like a pace.
Yeah.
How fast something is moving.
Yeah, like, if it's super close, the moon's gonna fill up in, like, one night, or
Right.
something like that. If it's, like, 3 months away, I think it's gonna go so
Normal.
unnoticeably.
the moon doesn't
For-
fill every time someone dies.
He's talking about large events, not just somebody dying.
How does the moon decide who's important enough to fill for?
The moon doesn't
but it's not the
decide
moon
Don't think
deciding; it's somebody changing
It
fate.
might be
the fate of the.
And I learned about
Consequence.
that, right? Like,
Consequence.
You read about
using an
divination.
object to...
Yeah.
I mean,
Objects have symbolism.
if there's symbolism.
So
and
let's go to the moon.
If we're going
to
steal
the
If the third book that is about what was the time magic? It's
Chronology.
Chronergy.
chronology. I mean, these amulets were found
Hey,
in the
they
same
are- those
place
are
as
different
these
things.
books.
Can I look at the... Can I touch the amulet?
Which one?
I'm just gonna touch Reagan's.
Okay.
Because that's the basic red one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I
And
kneel
I
down.
would like to
Yeah.
cast...
My liege.
Inspiration.
I don't need to use...
Ditto.
I don't need to use an identify. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
There's,
So, as you cast Detect Magic, interestingly enough, it's almost like a void around Gwyneth as she wears the amulet. And everybody else in the room, other than you.
So, like, it just hides their body from, like...
You can't sense them whatsoever. And you know,
There's
Gwyneth has a really big magic sword. But you can't see.
I know what they do. I think
Chat?
they protect from all types of magics undetectable, and that falls under chronology.
Well.
Chronergy.
hold on, there
You
was
guys
something
figured
that.
that out, right?
Hold on, Aries.
Well,
is
no one tells me anything, so...
To
To
be
be
fair,
fair,
I
That
was
is a
gonna
very
let that one
astute
go.
observation. They
No, it's a
The
great.
basic ones do provide protection from divination magics, as well as protection from substance. So, time
So,
stop
basically...
is a spell that they've.
Well, there was also some curses on on your amulets that Aries removed. What was the
There were
curse?
not curses on the ones I found.
It was what was the? It was like what was the curse? I can't quite remember. It was as if
Oh
You
my
couldn't
goodness.
give them Taiwan or tell them about them.
yes, it was they were.
You couldn't speak
Sort of
about them.
They
Was
couldn't-
that a
to your
curse or
soul.
part of the effect?
I have an idea.
I don't think it was part of the effects. That I was able to take this one freely.
Willem, come here.
No.
I need Willem right
no.
now.
No.
You yelling out for Willem?
Yes. Whoever. Get here right
See,
now.
peeks out of that just messy hair.
Get here right now.
It's
Why not?
raining.
Why not use Chris?
I don't want to bother him. Willem, I inspect him for an amulet.
You go over there and he's like, puts on his like shirt and gears.
No
Like,
amulet?
we going?
No amulet?
What amulet?
Do you have one?
Have what?
Do you have a necklace? Okay, if you don't know what it is, follow me.
Okay.
I want to stand them right next to each other, right? I cast.
Okay, go ahead.
I cast
Hi, Willow.
non-detection on Willem,
Okay. You
and
cast
then
it.
I want to cast detect magic on both of them.
Okay. As you do this, you don't detect anything from either of them.
Okay, are you gonna share?
It's permanent non-detection.
Okay.
Yes.
There's more, right? Non-detection doesn't do anything about
They
time.
protect from time stop effects. So
But he
Well,
is
that's
only
under
looking at the red one.
chronology.
which is a type of it's linked to divination.
In a distinct way.
Right.
Yes.
Could you
It's on the foundation.
could you do detect magic on hers?
On
Yeah,
hers.
detect magic's just up, so you can. You,
But so
No
wait,
sense
what
of-
are you seeing on hers?
no.
I see nothing because you guys have permanent non-detection.
Oh, so you can't. Oh, duh. That zero intelligence
I don't
is
even
not
think-
just.
I don't
good.
even think I can cast identify because it's so like
Non.
powerful.
Yeah,
of a-
yeah.
I mean, it took Ares, who has been.
Ares took a couple days to.
It took her
or
a couple days.
A night or two.
It took a long time for her to remove the curses.
Yeah.
From the two.
The curse, but not.
The curse, but not the.
I'm sure it was hard because she can't actually use any magic on it
Yes, and she's like the
unless
most
you try really hard.
most powerful magic person I know.
This is all fascinating, interesting discoveries, and some just reaffirmations of.
Yeah, well, not for me
Present
because
knowledge.
no one freaking told me.
But
Hey, I technically didn't know either.
the good news is that you did figure that out, without insight from your compatriots.
Don't look at me. I didn't know either.
That being said,
I didn't either. You guys
Good.
don't know how to tell them by
So
yourselves.
We're
I
also
can't really
before
look at the other aspect that makes it more effective against time stopping. However, non-detection would help. I can think.
yes, we have discovered a few of these traits ourselves. There are two variants that we know of, that you know of. The red amulets that have these little rubies in them, and then the more ornate green ones, these emeralds that seem to. The emerald is merely just a decoration, it's really the metal, which the green ones seem to be made out of mithril, whereas the red ones seem to have a more silver property to them. Both of which are adept at storing enchantments, so I presume that's their purpose, with the mithril having something a bit more to it, that being the ability to have a red card, a bounce back, a safety measure that should take you somewhere should you know how to use it, whether it be by accident or not.
Transporting the mind or the body?
Both.
Yep, I
Go
just kind of like.
To a pocket plane, or at least in
You know
air.
how to use it.
I do.
How do
Oh
you
yeah,
use
he
it?
does have a green one, right?
I do.
Oh.
It takes a great deal of effort and studying.
He's saying you're too lazy.
I'm not lazy.
I'm saying you are not talented enough in the arcane arts.
Can you teach me?
That might be worse.
Shut up.
I'd rather just be lazy.
Time is not something I have the fortune of giving at the moment.
Ah, sorry.
The irony is understood. But I would advise you to, if you wish to master some other elements of it, to seek out help for that.
So we should find these ruins.
Yes, that is why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. But
I've got
do we
two
have a
spots.
lead?
Herb had some excellent points, and I have a way to
Executed.
pin the head.
Okay. Do we need anything in order to do so? Should we go into town and get something from you all?
Actually, I do have something you can do for me. I need you to take Ermel and walk him very close to the ruins,
What?
just along the border, and let him just do his
Where
thing.
would they be?
The ruins? The bastion?
We didn't learn this.
It's at the center
It's
of
in the
the town.
bastion or the lake.
Okay.
Oh.
The bastion is nearby. I suggest taking Ermel there.
Mm-hmm.
He is adept at divination,
Okay.
and
Alright.
should there be any entrances, he can subtly find the entrance.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we can.
We can take him under the guise of learning history.
Got it.
I can send Isota out there as well, should you wish to stay do research or prepare.
I wanna. Can I stay and look at the drawings? Because I think I
Yep.
can use some jack.
Daniels?
Some
No.
jack maths.
Jack math, got it. Alright, cool. Okay, so,
I'll take that other one though.
yeah, me too. So that being said, you guys take an Ermel,
Yeah.
so you go to the lengthy process of waking him up, and he kind of,
I hold a sandwich
Leans
under
up.
his nose.
and Kysvyre eventually kind of explains the situation.
Smelling
Just,
salts, but it's just salt.
oh, I got it. I need to talk to my friend for a bit.
Your friend?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Never mind. Could you just, yeah, and he kind of just turns around and kneels for a second, quietly hums to himself for a bit.
Is he?
This is Yogi.
Couldn't turn Kysvyre.
You
I
can
know
talk
it
in
looks
his
strange. He is talking to something, and that's part of our issue here. But that's a whole nother issue that we aren't really dealing with at the moment. Right now, we're taking advantage of it.
Fair enough. Alright, I'll take it.
So,
Head. Kids are allowed to have imaginary friends.
Yarmel eventually stands up. Okay, I'm ready. Where are we going?
Do you want a sandwich?
In town.
Oh my gods! Takes a sandwich. So, you
That-
guys
yeah.
take him into town? Yeah.
Going to town.
Are you coming with?
So,
No,
the two of you going in town.
together.
You taking any of the other members there?
Silas.
You taking Silas? So
Silas.
there's Chris, there's Willem, there's Isoda. If you'd like to take any of those with you.
A soda as well.
Isoda, yeah.
Okay, so you grab a Silas and a Sota, and the group of you kind of walk back into town, and kind of get, as you start to approach, there are patrols.
I am keeping my head down
Okay.
and staying close to some of the larger people.
Okay.
Like between them, like.
Yeah, I was gonna say me too.
Go ahead and make a group stealth check.
Oh, y'all better not screw me
And as this happens, Irma, can one of you hold me?
I'll hold him.
Okay. Sure, it's time you pick him up, and he's
Unless
just.
you want to hold him because you're stronger.
I was gonna say that's what I mean. That was the only reason, but he has better bond with you.
Nobody cast past that truth.
Oh,
I meant to cast Path Without
wish.
Trace.
Oh, you should have.
I thought about
It's
it.
okay.
Oh,
So-
no.
so-
I can't pass. I
No, I already said make a roll.
Oh, what could have been?
Yeah, right?
Could have gone to 30.
I could have gotten a 40.
Yeah.
Okay, well
So 30, at 20.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
15.
15 on that.
I could have
Okay.
had a 40.
I forgot. Listen, I thought we were just.
I would say,
scrolling
yeah,
around.
it's you guys do make some generally decent checks, but you kind of take a loop around the perimeter of the bastion that you're allowed to inside, or not allowed inside, but rather that isn't connected to the garrison, towards the back end. But after about maybe an hour of this, just kind of going back and forth, popping in different areas, you kind of see Aramel's eyes open up. I know where it is. There's a hole.
Perfect. Okay.
As we're going around,
Mhm.
as discreetly as I can, I want to see if I can figure out anything about like why this thing fell 20 whatever years ago.
Make a perception check or insight, or investigation's good too. Insight or investigation. Final offer. Tell me what you choose.
Insight.
Lies in between. How long do these drawings date back to?
A few months.
A few months.
A few months, past 3 or 4
I know
months.
what I'm doing.
You got 14.
14. Hard to tell exactly what brought it. It's a large fortress.
something coordinated. But it kind of looks like it's sloped a bit, and sections have either been tossed back on top to keep the rubble in one spot, or moved to other places.
Are there like redcoats like just kind of standing around it, or like?
There's some that are kind of posted, and there are some that are kind of just taking walks back and forth. There's really only maybe one or two group of twos that are just kind of constantly doing a lapse, occasionally switching out over the hour that you watch this.
Okay.
But I'd say they don't really pay much mind to you guys, as you're being pretty quiet and it's raining and nobody really wants to be here.
These are Silician guards?
Part of the garrison.
Okay.
But I found it. Okay, let's go back to Kysvyre.
Okay. Do you want me to keep holding?
Yes.
I'm just gonna kind of put him like on my back to make it look
just
like
kind of holds on.
I'm making it a point. I'm like on the lookout for like any guards or anything that.
I'd say you and Silas both. But I'd say they don't notice you guys.
Yeah.
You head back to Kysvyre's camp, where Herb, you, Kysvyre, and Willem have been. Willem's been helping out where he can, but you guys have been making preparations. What are you doing?
Well, with the months of drawing, each thing has like a end point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The full moon, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And each one has a different exponential growth up to that ending.
It's subtle in some places.
It's
if you
subtle.
noticed, right here, I've marked each moon that I've noticed an event. Each full moon.
So,
Which was only once every 2 months, two full moons, and then it started picking up the past month or two.
yeah. So I think whoever's using it has gotten a full control. I think they've gotten it. I think it probably was, they were starting to grasp the idea,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why it took them a while, but I think they've gotten good at it, and that's why they got comfortable killing the king with
It's a big move.
this method. And so I think we can, so if it's a short distance between event,
Mhm.
it's gonna have a super fast growth to it, because it has to fill
Sure,
out that
that
in a
makes
short
sense.
time.
Yeah.
But it has a capacity, like the full thing is a capacity.
Yeah.
So I think it goes extremely up and then stops and then bottoms out.
Plateaus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think if you can, if you model the first two stages of like two first nights,
Mm-hmm.
if so, like for one that has a super long distance between, like, and it has a super, like on the second night it doesn't grow the same amount,
Mm-hmm.
like on a past one, like it's whatever they were like 2 months apart.
Yeah.
You can compare the second stage to the second stage of one that's about to happen,
Right.
and I think you can predict with how much it grows off of that one
The
thing.
exponential pattern.
Yeah, I think if one happens,
Once a cycle starts, you can predict where it's going to end,
yeah, like
or when.
if one that happened in a short amount of time
Right.
filled up halfway in the first stage.
So we have several points here that we see. They do not lengthen. They only grow shorter and shorter. The last one was a few days ago. Week, I
Yeah.
suppose.
And so in the second stage of that drawing, how much was filled? Or like,
It was a shock to be sure. It jumped from being, in a regular cycle apart from two events happening to a few weeks.
so if we like, so I think once this full moon hits,
Mm-hmm.
directly after it, the next night, we need to draw what it looks like and compare it to whichever the second stage of any of these patterns were, and I think we can predict the next.
The next exponential growth.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
can predict the exact date that it's going to happen.
I'm tracking. Excellent. We will do just that.
that being said, some people must stay here to watch camp.
I can do that.
You don't want to go into the ruins themselves?
Chris can definitely stay.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
thinking
I'll
the lazy
have Chris.
dragonborn.
Actually, yeah.
He
I'll
could do
have Chris.
something. He could pull his weight.
I was going to leave Chris, Ermiel, Isota, and the rest of us go.
Yeah, let's
Those
do that.
three feel compatible to an extent. So, that being said, you kind of see through the tent opening, Willem, who's just been, yeah, got it. You see the rest eventually kind of trotting back through the rain, with Ermiel kind of waving, I found it!
I love him.
And you just see Kysvyre's head. Shh! But there's a kind of brief conversation between Ermiel and Kysvyre. And Kysvyre eventually kind of stands back up. Well, Herb, you seem to have a good nose for finding these ruins. Excellent.
He did have a detective agency.
Well, quite the
3 billion.
intuitive one. That being said, based on Ermel's estimate, I suppose we must get a way in. Luckily, though, we are going to cheat. Teleportation.
Ah! Nice.
Estimated teleportation.
Oh,
Using Ermel's divination.
okay.
So, I trust the boy to this extent. You do not have to go if you do not wish to.
This isn't gonna land us in a wall or something.
I'm gonna talk to
We
Keith
suffocate.
and
If we do, we will be promptly removed.
A piece of gravel
I'm
falls.
gonna talk in Kysvyre's head. Should I pray first?
Yeah, this is that slow.
If you must.
Alright, fair enough. I make a quick prayer to the stars.
Okay.
The stars, Bahamut, all of the in between that I do.
So, as Kysvyre is kind of getting details from Ermel, who else going to the ruin?
Me.
Everybody? Sweet. So, I should ask, who did you want to take with you as well?
I guess we're okay. So
Kysvyre's taking Willem for sure.
and Silas.
Taking Silas?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I mean, dude, Chris.
No.
No, Chris. I'll
He
take
needs
it.
to
Herb.
stay.
Okay.
If he wants to show up, he can.
Gives you plus ones. Okay. So. Alright.
I want to take
Kysvyre.
Laura with us.
You missed your chance with your girl. You should have done it when we were at our home.
Break into a monster.
But eventually, so everybody good? You're taking who you want. Everybody's going. Excellent. Cool. So, trust. You guys all link hands. All right. So
Good
there's-
British a little bit.
yeah, give a quick prayer to Chantea. There's 4 of you. 2 Kysvyre.
Pray to the stars.
I'm picking up Herb. He's like floating while we're holding hands.
And yep. Okay. Yeah. Cool. That's 8. With Silas included. And with that, Kysvyre is going to teleport. I'll roll the big dice.
Do the prayers help?
4. True. 4.
Cool.
No.
So,
No.
with a flash of blinding white light, you feel the floor of grass and gravel beneath you vanish as it lands on hard stone. And as you all look about and look around, you find yourselves in what appear to be an old dungeon of sorts.
Huh.
There are cobwebs. There
That's the name
are.
of the game.
No, it's not.
Dungeons.
I didn't say what was in the dungeon.
Oh!
No, there are cobwebs, there are collapsed pillars and hallways, but most notably, there is a door, intricate and carved.
Is it like? Is there lighting down here?
There's no light.
Okay.
Is the
There's
door-
a special door on the last.
Yeah, does it
Yeah.
look similar to the last door?
It looks very similar.
How do we open it? I forgot.
The automaton. Oh, actually, the amulet. Sorry.
Amulets.
Yeah.
You can do this one.
Yeah. Wait. Can I?
I
Pat,
bashed
do you,
my head.
do you have the crown?
Yes.
Can I have it, please?
Yes.
Okay. Check it.
Sure. You
Does
take
it? I'm
Is there any writing on it? Can I pass my hand over?
As you approach the door, unlike the last one, there is no writing that appears.
Any notches?
There are notches. There is runes transcribed, and kind of gazing upon it. It looks like there's a space for the words to appear, but they are not.
Kysvyre, what do you make of it?
What did the last one say?
Kysvyre cast a spell.
Something about
The
open
key
with the
light.
And he kind of
mouth.
watches. There's a flash of green from the palm.
Weird.
How strong is everybody?
Pretty weak overall.
I'm
Okay.
very weak.
We left Chris behind. didn't
Oh,
we?
that's.
I'm pretty strong.
There's a couple of things. So there's no life on the door, as they say. There's no magic, and there should be, and it's a heavy door.
Is there,
So
is there a keyhole?
there's the amulets. I'm sure that would help.
Like, can I see to this other side through a keyhole?
You can't see through it, unfortunately.
It's like
There's a
shifting
place to
the card
place the
into
amulet.
neutral before you
Um,
try and push it.
However, I will say it does look different from the previous one.
Okay,
The
so
keyhole does.
what's the plan? Bust down the door?
I can. It's going to hurt my heart to do so, as
I
we don't
mean-
know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
But that is okay, because that is why I have brought Willem. And Willem just...
Let's see what you got, Willem.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Sesame!
try and help. Can we all?
Guidance.
You give guidance? Okay, sweet. And you're going to help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can take this giant freaking ball
I
out.
was gonna say I can help too. I don't know how it would help, but because I don't know what he's doing.
So, he
Bark, it's
digs
pretty-
his fingers
I
in
know,
there.
bark.
Let me add guidance just to do that. Oh, yeah. And just starts prying, and you watch as the door and starts to open in the stun. You kind of put your fingers in there too and start
I run
pushing
in
it open.
since
I
I'm
was
small-
like,
I'm
the
running
door
since I'm
opens.
small.
He's so short. It's like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little catty corner, and then you guys kind of start helping and
Yeah.
filling in, and eventually, you guys force open the door. He had a really high roll for
Let's
something.
go, Willem.
Yeah, with advantage, and that guidance helped a lot. So, yeah, the door kind of sits open. Inside, it is deep, dark interior. Those of you without dark vision struggle for a moment before Kysvyre snaps, and you watch his dancing lights kind of drift
Oh,
around.
I was gonna do dancing lights. That's okay.
You're welcome to do it too. There's a lot to see.
No, I didn't say that.
I see the
Kysvyre, I
disappointment.
can't believe you did dancing lights before I did it.
I did daylight and you didn't hear me. I didn't glow.
What's the word for daylight? What's your...
Said daylight.
I'll wake up in the... Inspiration. You got it. Yeah, but you...
I've been
The
over
dancing
here
lights
humming
come-
Rainbow this whole time.
I
and,
started it.
I heard it first this time. And the orb kind of pops out of the bag of holding and lights up the area pretty vividly. Very decadent, very regal appearance to these
I
rooms.
bet you're really used to this, huh?
Yes.
This hallway, while looking to match the same stone as the ones before, seems to have a more official design to them. There are carved pillars, as well as writing.
Alright.
What's
Miss
it say?
Tani,
What's it say?
What language? The ancient language?
it appears to be. So you've seen it. Nastani, as you rub the walls and start to kind of begin to say, Kysvyre just, I can read the walls
What
if
do
you
you mean
don't
you can
want to
read the-
touch everything in here like a trap.
You just said that.
I did, just now. I didn't know you were going to do that. It's just a, it's a saying. It's about putting your faith in time and eternity and blah 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 blah. It just keeps going. It's a loop.
Oh.
It's just decorative
A time
writing.
loop.
Time loop.
'Cause
Anyway,
it's
shall we?
Groundhog Day.
We shall.
Who's taking the lead here?
Me. No, not me.
I'll take
yes,
the
me.
rear. I want to make a. I'm taking. The
I
rear.
don't have night vision.
You guys push
Actually,
yourself
I'll
up.
take
dancing lights though, right?
I'll take the front
You do,
if
and
Isotta
daylight.
takes the.
Yeah.
It's
So
pretty.
it's me.
Just taking the
I'm in
rear.
front.
If I'll either take the rear or the front, whichever one Isotta doesn't.
I did mid.
If
Isotta's
Isotta's
not here.
Isotta's not there.
Oh
I'm
wait,
in the
I thought
front.
she.
Isotta didn't come.
Okay, then I'll be the rear. I mean, I have night vision up to 120
Yeah, well,
feet.
we-
I don't know if that because we had the light. Okay, then I'll take the rear.
Okay, cool. So, give me the marching order.
I'll
Here.
be behind Icarus.
Oh, Icarus is in the front.
Icarus up front.
In the middle.
Okay, we'll get to the middle. Who's in second?
Me.
Nastani.
Nastani. Kysvyre will go behind Nastani to start reading.
And then
Herb,
Herb.
2, 3,
Silas,
Oh wait, where's
Herb, Silas, Willem.
Silas and Willem.
Willem?
Willem will hold up the back with you,
Silas will be
Yeah, that
behind
works,
Kysvyre.
right?
and
'Cause
Silas will be
yeah.
right with
Is
That
Irmel
puts
with us?
Herb right in the
them.
middle.
Irmel is not.
Okay.
He stayed with Isota and Chris.
Good.
So,
Yes.
as you continue forward through the ruin, up front and behind, go ahead and make perception checks.
Can I help him?
I would like to find something that'll help me
Am I
with
making a
my
perception check too?
investigation in this.
You're staying.
19 plus 5.
19 plus 5?
21.
21.
Oh wait.
No, it's not. It's 24.
No, I'm not. She cast daylight, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, I know, but
Yeah.
I just remember you specifically said if it's
Oh, if
I
it's
was
the
saying
spell.
I didn't cast daylight. I was using the drift globe, but I said daylight. Said
Okay,
daylight.
okay, then that's fine.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah. You
I
didn't
just-
cast daylight from it, right?
No, I did not cast daylight.
You didn't
from-
blast people with the power of the sun.
Daylight!
Gwen gets erased.
I
Fine.
27.
27? Nice. Okay.
I don't
27 and
percept
24.
right.
Yeah,
I don't percept
24.
right.
You don't, yeah. Those of you in the middle do not. But I'll say, I mean, keep pretty
job,
good
boss.
watch here. This hallway starts off smaller and expands larger pretty quickly. And on the ceiling, I would say you guys notice the murals that might have been at one point painted, but are now just kind of stone carvings. I would say, looking at it, there's depictions of mages, sorcerers, lands, and as you kind of walk through, Kysvyre kind of narrates, this is a group
He's the pro guy now.
known as the Kysvyre, and they this is the story of their beginnings. Started out as nomads harnessing magic, continues forward, blah 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 blah. But down here, kind of stops and looks down, and before you guys, kind of breaking off to the right side of this curved long hallway, appears to be a very massive, intricate door. Spirals kind of weave their way down the sides in the center. And I would say, you rolled a 27. You can tell that there's some advanced mechanism here. While there are many stone carvings of these spirals and glyphs and mages, something here moves.
Another secret?
A puzzle.
And above it, the large runes, Kysvyre kind of reads out, the Hall of Succession.
Hall of
Sounds
Succession.
Hall.
Hall.
H-A-L-L.
Oh.
Not the
It's
hall.
pronounced Hall.
He's British.
I wouldn't even call it that.
I was just thinking, guys.
Disgusting.
Nomads, magic, ruins that are scattered, or ruins that are scattered everywhere. What if
Paradox.
nomads run, right? They
Uh-huh.
never stick to one spot. Okay. What if they build these little tiny ruins?
Last
under
time
the
you
ground?
said what if you.
Wait, hear him out. Hear him out.
Let him
The
cook.
ruins under the ground. Nomads go everywhere, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes they run because they hide.
Mhm.
Sometimes they run because they like to be in secret and do their own weird things like
Mine did
magic
both.
people do. What if all of these places were specifically split up and linked with a magical teleportation? So it's like walking through a hallway, but it's like walking through a teleporter. And on the other side is the rest of the hallway. So they're split up intentionally. Just a thought that was on my head while I was walking.
So the brick wall in.
So you're saying if these were still active, those doors that we walk through would act as gateways
I mean, they could, and
You
that
know,
could explain
to
why
other
they're
ruined
randomly split up.
segments.
It's not too far off because I mean there
Like,
are places
It at
that
least
have,
makes sense.
it makes
like,
sense.
to a degree.
Like,
There
if
are active gateways that do that.
they were connected, it'd be like one big central building connected, but it's split up in reality.
Question. So with this logic and what he's explaining, is that that's kind of pretty much similar to what the gateway from Hross to Arxa is, yeah?
In a way, it was a door you walked through and thought of
I'm
where
gonna.
you wanted to go.
Is that the only
So-
door in the room?
So that's
The hallway keeps going, but it does look like if you keep walking around just to see around the curve, it does collapse.
So that's very similar to a gateway that was in Hross that was actually in it was in Kot. That was a direct gate to Arxa. Actually right on the doorstep of the castle.
And wait, is this Silician people
No, that was in
affiliated with that?
no, that was in Hross. That was Arxa.
But
It was Arxa design.
Are there ruins in
No.
Arxa
Are there ruins in Arxa? Were there some on the
Kysvyre?
there were some on the map, right?
or Hross?
There's definitely
We found the ones in Hross.
there's scattered across the continent. There's some in the deep wilds. There's
I
some.
definitely know there's one in Hross.
Well, I was more so saying that the gateway, I mean, that's definitely something that could be a possibility because there's a gateway that's used today that has that same logic of it being the hallways being connected via a door. Because there was the first chamber, you walk into another where it's kind of like a haze, and unless you know how to get to the next place, you're stuck in a constant loop of not knowing where you are until you get to the next chamber, and then you're in Arxa.
Where there's a central hub of teleporters that link to each branch.
Exactly.
Like 6 doors in a circle.
I mean,
You can walk to the bathroom in that one. Walk to your
yeah,
greenhouse in
I
that
guess
one.
that's
Walk
another
to
way
your
of
room in
saying.
that one.
You're losing me.
Okay, that was just
Slowly,
the expansion.
slowly.
But
I see the expansion. It's like the what you would.
The technology exists.
and I think it exists because they found a ruin.
I think they copied it, learned it from it. Could be. However, we have no other evidence other than theoretical that these doors are linked in that way, as we
Besides
haven't
the point,
found.
let's open up the door.
How do we open that door? The door is the question.
I want to
Let
inspect
you all
the
do
door.
your work.
I inspect the door.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Can I help?
Sure.
And I don't have advantage, do I?
She just gave you advantage.
You're welcome. You can give guidance to
And,
yourself.
Oh yeah, I will also be using guidance, but
There
I'm
we go.
saving my d6 so I can read the book
Okay.
because I was rolling very, very bad. Investigation.
Yep.
Yep.
You have advantage. And guidance.
What did you Kysvyre say the wording said?
The Hall of Successions.
Wait,
Is there anything else in the hall? Is
23.
It's a pretty barren hallway other than the murals and the writings.
And the door.
And the door. It looks like it definitely did continue, but it's collapsed off. But, Herb, as you look upon this door, kind of taking in the artwork, the spirals, the different imagery, a few things catch your eye. Firstly, a really big set of handprints on the outer edges. Handprints that look familiar. Handprints that might belong to a golem. The other thing that catches your eye is the small indent at the center towards the bottom. High enough for you to reach up, low enough for somebody just to simply place
An amulet.
an amulet.
I have it.
But not just any.
There's a hierarchy of amulets. There's the red, the green, and then there's a supreme. That's why this place is like regal.
Okay, but like, does the green one fit into?
You trying it?
Yes.
You take off yours, pop it in, and you watch as this greenish light begins to flood the crack of the door.
I guess the green is the highest.
You watch as the spirals begin to turn. The mages pull back the bars of the door, and you watch as it slowly opens up. Inside, you see a very large, circular, cylindrical room with 8 columns that run up the side. You see that, let me make sure I'm saying everything right, because it is all important.
Everyone has notebooks now.
It is an ancient ruin that seems like it has not been touched in well past many centuries. On these columns, though, the 8 that reach up towards the ceiling, that just seems to extend until darkness reaches. There appear to be indents, alcoves, where statues are placed. And these statues run up all the way up and all the way back down until you notice that there are 8 statues that are actually standing towards the inner circle of the room. These statues seem to have plaques, names, and each one seems to have different kind of figure on each one of them. Very different. But most importantly, I would say you guys would recognize especially the symbol on the ground. A sun with 8 rays that weave and intertwine with each other, with these runes that run down along the central areas of the rays until they extend towards the pillars, lining up with the statues.
Is the
Wait a minute,
8
wait a
is
minute,
the
wait a
amount of rooms that are
Wait,
in
where do I
the room that
recognize
you go
this
to,
from the
right?
book?
Or is it
From a
12?
past life. You recognize this sigil from when you torched those 2 guys in the first ruin.
So wait, question for the DM. Not that Gwen knows this, but
Good for clarification.
yeah, the room that they go to when a big event happens, is it 8 or 12?
Or if you're asking about the sigil, the sun, there's always been 8.
No, I'm talking about
the
the
room.
room. How many
The green
seats
room.
are in
How
there?
many chairs are in
I-
there?
I mean, not the omelet room.
Yep.
Oh.
There's only 8
Silicone.
of those.
Well,
8
we,
of
yeah.
those.
So
And
it'd be
So
raised
there are plaques, right?
But
so
Yeah.
there's
you going
names
over
of
and
the
asking
people.
Kysvyre
the
to read them out?
original corn people.
Yeah.
Whatever their nomad group was called.
These are the original fish people.
So, as Kysvyre kind of walks around, each ray is labeled differently. Past, present, future, chronology, eternity, continuity, change, order. And going over here, they line up with each statue. Do you want me to read them out their names?
Just find who was our person, who was hers that the clothes that
Illicar.
Herb is wearing. Illicar?
Illicar. They're all Illicar because there's 2 Illicars. There's the one from the journal I have, right? That's a different Illicar?
You've experienced the name twice.
Who's
for
the
sure.
girl?
Kez, that's it, is Illicar. But the group of them is Kez.
Carafar.
Do any of
Kirvar.
the plaques say
Kirani
Illicar?
Illicar is the chronologist.
Kirani Illica? Chronology?
That's
Looks
the chronology. Yeah, whatever that is. Yes, but the journal.
I say there's a deep pause for a second as Kysvyre looks around the room. If you guys want, you can make an insight check to see what Kysvyre's
Ooh, let me
thinking.
do it.
Try and get some insight on what Kysvyre's
Vibe
thinking
checks
right
on
now.
the porcelain owl.
Yeah! Natural 20. Plus 5. 25.
Insight.
Oh.
Okay.
21.
21?
17.
17?
25. Natural 20.
That little boy
10.
tapping.
Okay.
Straight through his teeth.
Well, I'll tell you something later. Unless you come up here and I can whisper it to you right now.
That's his mama. I'm wearing his mama's bathrobe right now.
So, you go back to your seat.
Another secret. that
But
she can
as
keep.
Kysvyre kind of pauses for a second, looks about. Chronology. Kirani. With the all-knowing depths. That's what it says.
Is it just
And
this
then
one
your
room with the
journal
statues?
person was who?
There's.
That was the journal person, right?
I was gonna say, Herb. You would notice as you've entered. You guys have entered the room and started taking everything in. But Herb, kind of in the back. Actually, no. I guess Gwen was in the back, wasn't she?
Yeah, I was in the back.
Gwyneth, in the back. Something
back.
something catches your senses.
We're locked in.
Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry. I thought I.
You're crushed in the door.
Suffer.
Gwyneth.
Uh-huh.
The hair stands on the back of your neck,
Ew.
and you hear. You look back, and
not
you see a
Tom.
golem standing towards the back of the
I don't
hallway.
think this one's nice.
As you look back at it, there are 2 spots for one on either side of the door, and this one starts to step forward, look about. You have an amulet, right?
Yeah.
Show them the ambulance.
The golem stops and starts turning towards
Uh
the rest of the group. Stepping forward, pauses, looking at Icarus.
Oh yeah, mine's red. Wait, yours is red.
You both have red ones. And for a moment, there seems to be confusion in its expression.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember what the code was.
And
I'm gonna cast
you watch as the
non-detection
golem
on
looks about and begins making its way, kind of lumbering towards where Nastani and Kysvyre are looking at Kirani's statue.
Guys, golem.
Can I look at it and I want to cast non-detection on myself?
Yeah, he did. He cast non-detection. It is ignoring you guys for the most part until it eventually stops right in front of the two of you.
Oh.
Beep beep boop. That's what
I'm
it
gonna
says.
tuck in my head the Kysvyre.
I can't really hear it.
Yeah.
It's quiet, but
Wave your fingers
A
over
little louder.
space.
Over
Maybe
his
you can,
face?
Maybe you can catch the words midair.
What?
Yeah.
Are you saying anything to Kysvyre or
I'm saying like talking in his head like
telepathy to?
Kysvyre.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that means at all? Like what those noises make and the set notes?
Mama does.
I was gonna say, would Gwen know, considering she talked to the other one?
You would know that just speaking to it, it seemed to understand. You don't really know what it says.
Yeah.
But as you kind of pause for a second, looking at it, the automaton stops, and Kysvyre kind of just leans over. It is trying to get us to do something.
Should we do it?
Talk to it for a bit.
Okay. Hello. What do you need from us?
I don't know. I know.
Follow?
Oh yeah.
No.
Isn't it?
That's not. I
No.
don't
And you
know.
kind of watch as the long kind of lanky arm just kind of reaches out and just a gentle tap on the necklace
Give it a hug. Maybe it misses you.
and begins to
Master.
gesture towards the center of the room. And points towards Kysvyre.
You
This
too.
is your assumption into heaven.
Into the. Okay, I'm gonna turn.
hell!
I'm gonna turn to her. If I go down, please bring me back up. I will tell you every secret I know.
will descend into hell and save you.
I will tell you every secret I have if you do that.
Okay, yep.
I'm gonna go to the center of the room.
Okay. As you do, you go first before Kysvyre, and Kysvyre starts to go, and then the golem kind of holds up a hand, preventing them.
It only wants to
And you watch.
Remember what I said. Remember what I said.
You watch as there's a faint underglow beneath you, kind of at the center of
Shrek.
the center of the sun sigil on the ground. And as this faint kind of green, almost flame-like energy kind of ripples for a second, it's almost like a water drop as this energy begins to flow into one of the rays of the sun. And you watch as it spirals and weaves its way throughout the pattern until eventually kind of landing on one path, and you watch the statue begins to move backwards, and you watch as the pillar slides upwards as the statue finds its own notch. It is gone. And I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible.
disappear like a Jedi. Your clothes are only left.
I have become stronger than you can ever imagine.
12.
12?
Yep.
Big failure.
Uh-huh.
You don't understand what's about to happen.
Yep.
But the rest of you kind of just watch as the green flames rise around Nastani, and Nastani just wall-eyed staring forward.
Can we tell what's going on?
Well,
I never said
I would say you guys can't see anything.
I'm guessing you didn't read about this.
But Nastani, as your vision becomes engulfed in this green flame, you hear a voice, many of them, speaking from deep within the flames. Long have we awaited. And you watch as your vision shifts into this kind of pale, dark, muddy red. And you're given a vision.
You see a world, one you've recognized, one you've seen, stopped time. The colorless domain, the grass, dull, the sky, deep black. There is no sun, there is no light. And you watch as creatures run rampant through the fields, tearing and ripping the land asunder. Tendrils, fangs, claws, tails. They do not stop. However, a figure looms above all, hidden within the dark sky. The only source of color, golden eyes that burn through the heavens. And you feel the ground beneath you begin to split. As you watch over this field, a massive serpent reach out and begin to devour everything whole.
Oh, that's the mother snake.
Mother.
Is it full moon?
Ethel.
Is it full moon?
You don't,
I know I can't tell, but like,
I would say there is nothing in the
There's
sky
nothing in
except
the
for those
sky.
two golden eyes.
I've seen that movie.
That being said, your vision is snapped back to the flame.
Snap
And
back
you
to
hear
reality.
soon. Soon, 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 soon. This will come to be. You seek redemption. You seek guidance. You seek independence. You seek belonging, and you seek purpose. There are many paths that lie before you, Nastani Mendovan.
Ew.
And through the flames you see an echo, a visage,
what is that?
a figure. And as they step forward, what appears to be a half-elven man, kind of scruffy beard, well-dressed robes, and this very kind of furrowed brow examining you, gauging you. I see a prophecy is to be made. And you watch as the figure steps closer in the flame, just in front of you. And you watch as from one hand, a deck of cards flies out, popping into the other,
Yeah, I've read about this.
and flashes around. And being from Arkansas, you would recognize these as tarot cards.
Your dad's gonna die tonight.
Oh God.
Nastani. The world, by some motion, has put you here. Has put all of you here. And so, this reading is for all of you.
Can they hear it too?
Did I hear her say, can they hear it too? Can I hear her
We'll get
say-
to what you guys are singing in a little bit.
She's floating. Yeah.
yeah.
Take the blue pill.
So,
Purple.
Asani, as the mini cards begin to unfold before you in the palm of his hand, he holds it out. Draw a card.
Hold on. Right.
Oh, that's you.
Do you draw a card?
Yep. Hold on.
I'm sick
Okay.
to my stomach.
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
I was trying to write. I wasn't.
It's okay. These are recorded. 12?
Yes.
Okay.
I was
Interesting.
gonna pull a card.
I
So,
think you did.
as you pull out the first card, it flames and turns over. You see the King of Cups.
Not the King of Spades.
King of
Another.
Cups.
Okay.
Another card. So, go ahead and roll another d20 for me.
Did I wait? I know I'm not there, and I'm not seeing, and I'm probably not seeing
Yeah,
what
it's
cards she has.
Hold
But
on,
did I learn
the-
about each card?
It was cock something. I thought it
It was the same one. A 3.
3. Okay. The King of Pentacles.
King of Pentacles.
Pentagon tentacles.
Like stars.
Okay.
And the figure kind of, ouch. Another.
Lovely.
Another card.
Another 15.
Pull one for me.
The King of Swords.
King of Swords. All of them are kings.
Which is funny that you said King of Spades, because in a regular deck of cards, the King of Spades is a Suicide King.
What?
Oof.
It's in the regular deck of cards. It's the only king that has a sword that's going through its head, so it's called the Suicide King. Sorry, just some card knowledge for you.
Yeah.
I thought it was just behind his head.
It is, but people call it the Suicide King because he's the only one that has.
One last
There's
card.
also only one-eyed Jack.
Miss Mindo.
Oh.
Do what?
One more.
One more card.
Okay. I got it. Natural 20.
Psychic damage.
Okay.
That might not be good.
Yeah, that was the same.
I know, but that's the second one, which makes me
Natural
nervous.
20.
You pull the King of Wands.
King of Wands. Are they all
Wands?
kings?
I had a cool glowing.
And there's a slight smile to this one. So, as he takes the 4 cards, shuffles them in his hand, and places the first down, flips it over. King of Pentacles, shrouded in tale, yearns for a dawn where old must pale. Clad in wisdom's cloak, in the realm where ground meets flame. It slides the first card forward, and he watches it disappears into the ethereal flame. As he draws the second card, flips it over. King of Swords, the Deceiver's Blade, walks in masquerade's parade. With devil's charm and cunning art, she weaves the strings that pull the heart. In Hellfire's ambition, her role she plays, awaiting the end of mortal days.
That kind of sounds
Slides
like
that one forward. And he watches the King of Swords
like
disappears.
strings and stealing things.
Last 2 cards. He flips it over. King of Wands. In the light, in the dark, there's hope to leave a mark. In unity, their strength is found to break the chains that are tightly bound. The path to victory, a hidden door, lies in what they fight for.
That one's you. It's the power of friendship.
Lastly, and flips over the final one, the King of Cups.
Did you already do the King of Pentacles?
I was about to say.
Damn it to hell! How did that happen? Inspiration.
Wait, I thought he already did the King of Cups. I thought it was the King of Pentacles.
No,
No,
King
that
of
was the
Pentacles
first
is the
one.
first
That
one.
was the
Oh,
first
King
one.
of Tentacles was first.
No.
Oh,
No.
that's a different
King
one.
of Wands.
That's the mind
Different
player.
deck.
And now the King of Cups.
Different game. So, King of Cups. The unknown tide, where truth and secrets do reside. In their reflection, the answers lie. To unveil the mask of clever disguise. To
Yeah,
quench the fire that sears the land, the cup must pass from hand to hand.
What does that mean?
Why'd you say that so violently?
Wait,
I
what does that one mean?
don't remember what the first one was.
And you watch as the figure steps away. Should you wish to succeed, this is the path before you. My best of luck goes to you, Nastani, and your compatriots, the Wayward 7. And the fire
That's the channel.
vanishes. And for the rest of you, you watched as fire engulfed Nastani for but a brief moment and then kind of fell down. But you see in Nastani's hand, she has 4 cards.
I want one!
And Herb, as you walk up and Kysvyre kind of begins to start questioning, there is a loud, thunderous crash from somewhere above.
I'm struck
As
by
the room
lightning.
shakes, rubble begins to fall from the ceiling.
We've got to go
Time to go.
now. We
And
will
as
talk about this later.
Let's
the
go.
rumbling grows and grows, that's where we're going to end tonight's game.
Of course it is.
That's all we got. Sorry, guys. You only get to watch for 3 hours. Not really. But anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking it in tonight. It was a bit of a longer episode, but I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys all wrote down that prophecy that may or may not have a lot of...
I'll rewatch this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to I was like, I can't write this.
Okay.
I was going to say
It's cool that it's recorded, right?
All I remember is the fourth part is Mortades.
Yeah. Sparks note, Mortades. Ask him what's going on. Hey, man.
I destroyed my phone.
You have our new phone.
So, that being said,
It's a beach.
Unlimited.
getting back on track, I want to thank you guys for watching tonight's episode 6061. Can't remember, we're in too deep, so we hope you stick around for the end. And don't forget to...
Like and
Stick around for
subscribe.
the end.
Yeah, stick
Like
around.
and subscribe
And also like and
follow us.
follow
That's how
us.
you stick around,
Everywhere.
guys. That's how you show your
That's how you
support,
stick
and we
around.
appreciate it when you do.
And now,
Um,
in honor of Groundhog Day, just
We will redo the episode scene
if
by
you're
scene.
watching if you're watching on a computer, just
Uh-huh.
press 0 on
Yeah.
your keyboard,
Uh-huh.
and we'll see you at the beginning.
See you at the beginning. The end is never the end. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.